Testing, 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 testicles. Hello.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, can I have a double pepperoni deluxe with 2 liter of cherry Coke?
That sounds awful.
Who the fuck are you, pizza guy? I didn't ask you.
I didn't ask for your criticism.
I didn't ask for your criticism.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. To get ourselves a treat.
And hello!
Hello!
Hey! We're back. Okay, so, what's up? What up, dude?
Not shit. How about you?
Not shit, dude. Same, you know, just on that grind.
What grind?
I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know. I'm on a lot of grinds, but can't discuss it here. Ha ha. Got some short films
You can
coming
discuss
out.
anything you want. This is going out into the ether
That's true.
with no fan base.
I'm releasing some short films. The only thing that needs to be done is the music on a lot of them, because I do original music. I mean, I don't do it. My friend Brandon does it, but my films have original music.
I was gonna say you're a multi-talent.
No, hell no, I can't score for shit, dude. No, my friends do the music, and they're sick.
Do you ever think about doing a score with your beatboxing? That'd be sick.
I don't know how I would do that. Speaking of beatboxing, I got something cool to show you. I saw this online. I don't know if this will work. Hey Siri, what's 1 trillion to the 10th power?
Here's what I found on the web.
You fucker. Hey Siri, what's 1 trillion times 10?
It's 1 times 10 to the 13th power.
Fuck you. Okay, I keep fucking up here. What is it? Okay, I got it.
Gotcha.
What's 1 trillion to the power of 10?
1 trillion raised to the 10th power is 1 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0 0
That is the hottest shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. It took me like
so tight.
it took me like 15 times to do it. What the fuck, Siri, dude?
It's like when you train a dog to do a trick and then the dog just doesn't know how to do it when you show people.
Yeah, it's like the dog does backflips like at home all the time. You're like, do a backflip. Like
and then he just sits down and starts licking itself.
Right. Oh god.
Damn, that was hot.
Yeah,
dude,
dude, that was sick. That was fire.
Good way to start the podcast.
This verse whack because I don't play with fire. That's a real line from a song. All right, dude. So we actually got a lot of news today, dude.
Yeah, in the graveyard month. So
In the
that's kind of surprising.
month. That's right. Well, I guess we got to discuss this because we're all things movies here on La Tag or whatever we call ourselves.
I don't even know what it is. What is this?
This is just the Golden Globes. We gotta talk about them. We gotta talk about them.
Oh man.
You didn't watch them, right?
I did not watch them.
I did watch them. It was cringy, yeah.
Cringy?
But not as cringy as other. It wasn't like Anne Hathaway, James Franco hosting the Oscars cringy. Do you remember that?
No, what year did they do that?
They did it like, I can't remember. I think it was like 2009 or 2010.
Oof.
It was like the worst. It was known as like the worst Oscars ever, like in history. Even back then, like after that show came out, they were like, "Oh my god, whose idea was this?" Stop getting actors to do comedians' jobs.
Yeah. Wow.
I like Ellen personally. Ellen, Billy Crystal, I like.
Oh yeah.
I liked Alec Baldwin and Steve Martin when they did it together. I thought they were really good.
Mm-hmm.
Get Jimmy Kimmel out of here. He's awful. Anyway, Golden Globes hosted by Andy Samberg and Sandra Oh. They were actually not that bad. They were kind of funny. Some funny moments here and there. Some funny jokes. Of course, it's political. Why not? I mean, dude, I feel like all these award shows are so political now. It's kind of crazy. Like, they're so forward in their agenda,
Yeah.
Which is, like, fine, I guess, but, man, like, you cannot tell me You cannot tell me these award shows aren't political when they nominate Black Panther for Best Picture. And I like Black Panther. It's in my top 10 of the year, of course. But I thought Infinity War was way better. And that's not getting any love from the Academy. Or, I mean, they might, even Black Panther might not get any love from the Academy. We don't know yet.
Yeah. I doubt it.
You know what I think? And I thought about this. It's going to prove one way or another something about the Academy if they do or do not nominate Black Panther. Meaning that if they nominate Black Panther, it basically just proves how political their agenda is. But if they don't nominate Black Panther, it just proves how much they just will not give super movies their due.
Okay.
So it's going to prove something.
And this is something I've been saying for a while. I think that they should show the votes.
Yeah.
How many votes that each selection got.
Yeah.
Because that would say something. And putting something on there just half-assed would be, a crime against them.
Mm-hmm.
If you put Black Panther on there and then it gets 0 votes.
Right. Then you'll be like, okay. Yeah, the thing with movies like this is again, a lot of these movies are really good movies, but there is a common theme throughout most of these movies.
Not for the winner, I don't think.
I mean, no.
The drama winner?
Well,
is
yeah.
there?
Yeah, I mean, he's gay, he had AIDS, kind of.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
yeah.
But there is a common theme. Usually it's about oppressed people and stuff like that. That's kind of the theme of stuff like that, which, again, a lot of these movies are great. Some of them were on my top 20 of the year or whatever, but I feel like movies like Searching deserved some type of recognition, at least for editing. Searching deserved, at least a nomination for Best Editing, and that didn't get it.
Yes.
It's something like that. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's talk about some of the winners here. We'll get to the most controversial winner later. Dude, freaking, this was the year, or 2018 was the year where I felt like I really watched everything. Because when the award seasons come around, you're like, there's a bunch of movies you just haven't seen, at least for me.
Sure, yeah.
I'm like, no, I watched almost every film this year. And yet they still find a movie that I've never even heard of to award a big award to, which is Glenn Close won for The Wife.
I've
never even heard of that film.
Yeah.
Have you heard of that?
I heard about it. I heard about it afterwards.
Yeah. What? Yeah. I was like, I was so proud of myself. I'm like, this is.
And that's because it didn't get a lot of love. I think it's riding a 70% or something like that on Rotten Tomatoes. It's not a major movie. But so I don't know why they chose it. I think it's their one choice where it's we gotta be a little bit different,
Right. Yeah, that definitely makes sense. Yeah, because
I'm sure she gives a great performance though.
But it's probably the movie itself isn't something to write home about sort of thing. Okay, I got it.
And there's been times when a person has been nominated for Best Actress and the movie gets nothing. Kate Blanchett with Blue Jasmine.
Blue Jasmine, or Still Alice with Julianne Moore.
Julianne Moore, yeah.
Yeah. No, I got you. Okay, yeah, but maybe I got to put that on my radar somehow. I don't even know what it's about. I don't have nothing.
Yeah,
I have no clue.
I put it on my list.
So that's something there. Let's talk about Mahershala Ali winning for Best Supporting in a Motion Picture, I believe, comedy or musical, and that is for Green Book. Which
you believe because you're not even sure.
I'm not even sure because Green Book is neither a musical nor comedy. So what the fuck, man?
Yeah, no.
I don't.
I mean, it's a lighthearted drama, but comedy?
In comedy, that's stretching it, dude. That's kind of
really stretching.
I thought a lot of people were giving the Hollywood Foreign Press Association crap when they nominated The Martian as comedy.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I thought The Martian was funnier than Green Book. So.
Yeah, but I don't know if I'd still call that a comedy either.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. Not a full-blown comedy, but it definitely has some funny elements to it.
Sure, yeah.
But good for you, Mahershala. You freaking...
He deserved it. He deserves recognition.
Yes, he does. You know what else deserves recognition? Freaking Into the Spider-Verse for Best Animated Feature.
Did it win?
It won, yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
Of course. I mean, of course it won, baby. Look at that.
Of course it won.
It's friggin' game-changing, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Game-changing. It's fantastic, though, dude. That movie is great. So that... Good stuff.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That's good stuff. I'm looking at a list right now of the winners just from Google, and they listed this thing so awful. Why? What are you doing? Anyway, let's talk about something else. Rami Malek won for Best Actor in a Drama. Do you think I didn't see Bohemian Rhapsody, but you did. You don't think so?
No.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have even nominated him.
Do you think it would be that thing where the movie... Because that movie, which we'll get to in a second, but that movie got, like, super mixed reviews. But do you think it's one of those things where, yeah, the movie got mixed reviews, but his performance was really good? Just like Glenn Close or... No? No, so you don't think it... Okay.
He's just kind of the same throughout the whole film. Like, there's nothing... He's kind of one-dimensional.
Oh, really? Okay.
Maybe that's what I thought, at least.
No, I got you. Well, okay. Well, let's talk about something we can both appreciate. Roma winning 2 things. One is Best Foreign Language Film, of course. Okay. But how the hell are you going to be nominated for Best Foreign Language Film and not be nominated for Best Motion Picture Drama? And not only that, but Alfonso Cuarón won for Best Director. Not Best Foreign Director, Best Director.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, that's not the first time that something janky like that's happened, but let me tell you something.
Yeah.
What they're basically saying when they do that is Bohemian Rhapsody is better than Roma.
Yeah, no, which is totally not true. Like, Roma's not even nominated. What? Oh, by the way, I have to... Speaking of Roma real quick, sorry to sidetrack here, but yesterday we just talked about Armin White, and for those of you who don't know, Armin White is known as, like, the troll film critic. He's the film critic for the National Review. And, like, he's notorious for his contrarian reviews. He hates things like Toy Story 3, The Dark Knight, but he loves things like Jack and Jill and G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra. You know, stuff like that.
Shocked the hell out of me.
Yeah, he's nothing but a contrarian.
He's got bad taste.
And people don't know if it's, like, real. Like, or if he's just going against the grain just because. And anyway, I was just looking up his, freaking reviews or whatever on the National Review, which I thought to myself, I'm like, why do these people keep him around? But it's because he's controversial they keep him around.
For entertainment, because we're obviously...
Yeah.
How many times have we looked at a specific person's review of something?
Yeah, and he brings a lot of traffic to the site, probably. Because of it. Anyway, you want to hear some of his review of Roma?
Oh, God. I don't think I do.
This guy is freaking insane. Like, this guy just uses a thesaurus, and he's like, okay,
clinically.
I'm just gonna, like, use a bunch of big words here. Just a bunch of big words. Okay, you ready for this?
Okay.
This is from Armin White. And the title is Mexico's Art House Movie Caravan. It's Alfonso Cuarón's Roma, about the downtrodden Mexican-made Cleo, who toils in a spacious 2-floor urban residence of a middle-class doctor, has been dubbed the film of the year for the Upper West Side, the Upper East Side, and all the mini-Manhattans across wealthy white America whose denizens prefer dark-skinned help to aid their leisure class economy.
Please tell me there was a period somewhere throughout that.
There is, yeah.
There is?
There is a
period. That wasn't just one sentence?
Oh, wait, no.
That wasn't.
No, yeah,
that
that's
was one sentence.
That's one sentence. Yes.
Holy shit!
It's a run-on for shit, dude. Cuarón's on record saying the film pays tribute to the nanny of his own bourgeois childhood. I can't recall another art movie so openly patronizing toward its subject, yet so self-flattering of its maker's largesse, whatever that means. What the fuck is that? The best movies on this topic would be Todd Sullivan's harrowing 2004 storytelling, in which the bourgeois indifference meets hilarious third world consciousness. What the fuck are you talking about? And by the way, I looked up storytelling. The movie has like a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes. Cleo, played by Yaliza, I can't pronounce her last name, sorry, is the perfect dumb peasant. Short and stubby, she's naturally childlike and obedient. Even with the film's angry muchacho, the member of a military martial arts cult who impregnates, threatens, and abandons her in a parallel subplot, Cleo's neurotic mistress warns her, no matter what they tell you, we women are always alone. Roma, titled after a district in Mexico City, plays the social justice warrior trifecta, race, class, and feminism. And then there's more, but I don't...
Is he upset that they talked poorly about men? Is that what he's upset about?
I think so, but I don't know. I'm confused with his...
I guess, like, the whole thing... What I don't get is, who's it patronizing to?
Yeah,
To the character? I don't know.
I don't know. Point is, this guy is obviously trying way too hard to be, like, an intellectual. Like, he likes to pontificate ad nauseum and stuff like that. Like, dude, chill out, bro. Chill out, Confucius. You're talking about movies, okay? Which, I'm not saying you can't sound smart, but it's like he is painfully trying to sound smart, and you can tell. And, My God, dude. Like, he hated Roma, as you can see.
Yeah, but no one on the planet will know why. That's the problem.
Yeah, I mean, even when he explains why, it's like...
Did you really explain
why? I'm a little confused here, bro. Anyway, won Best Foreign Film and Best Director. Totally deserving. Freaking Alfonso Cuarón's amazing, dude. Yeah. I remember... This is some bullshit, dude. I was at Full Sail, right? In 2014, when Gravity came out. And, you know, Gravity, like, swept a lot of the awards, right? Especially the technical awards. Yep. And we had, like, a giant party in the auditorium for the Oscars of the school. Oh, so, like, a lot of the school was there. It was awesome, you know? You had to dress up for it and stuff like that. It was really fun, you know? But, man, people started to boo Gravity when it started to win things. Like, they started to win too much.
What?
I'm like, really? This is a joke, right? I'm like, it deserves it. It didn't win Best Picture, but, like, when Best Sound Mixing, Gravity, they're like, woo! But then it's like, Best Sound Editing, Gravity. Best Music, Gravity. Best Cinematography, Gravity. And then people were, like, starting to boo it. So when it was, like, Best Special Effects, Gravity, they're like, boo! I'm like...
That's, like, the one it deserves out of all
I'm
of
like,
them.
what the fuck are you talking about? And then Alfonso Cuarón won for Best Directing, though, and everyone clapped for that. And I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, apparently he deserves Best Directing, but Gravity doesn't deserve any of the other awards. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, people, man.
Full Sail, dude.
Full Sail's weird. Because they had a live tweet happening. So if you hashtag Full Sail Oscars, it would appear on a giant screen on the side of the roll. Uh-huh. And I kept being like, Gravity is awesome. Shut the fuck up. I was like...
I bet you no one saw it.
No, well, they may have saw it if they just didn't pay attention. I'm like, Gravity is awesome. Shut up. Like, stop booing Gravity. It deserves to win. Like, are you guys dumb? Like, what are you doing? Oh my God. Like, anyway, he's an amazing director, dude. He can do anything. He can do a short, like, small, independent drama, or he can do a mega blockbuster. That's original or part of a franchise.
Yeah.
He proves it, you know? Mm-hmm. Anyway, let's talk about some other winners here, shall we?
Sure.
All right. Justin Hurwitz won for Best Original Score for First Man. What do you think of that?
I can dig it.
You can dig it?
I can dig it.
Okay. I can't remember too much of the score of First Man, to be honest with you.
It definitely helped enhance the feels for me.
Yeah? Okay. Green Book won for Best Screenplay of a Motion Picture. I mean, it was a good movie, but the screenplay was a little formulaic.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, it handled the formula well, but it's not groundbreaking, I don't think.
No, not really.
No. And here's something I love. Best Original Song, Lady Gaga and Mark Ronson for Shallow. Hell yeah, baby.
Okay.
Killing it.
It's not on Music Awards, and if it was, it'd probably be the same thing, actually.
Speaking about how political Oscars are, Christian Bale, who's one of my favorite actors, don't get me wrong, he won for Vice for comedy or musical Best Actor. Man, I
don't think the nominees were very good in that category, if I remember correctly. But I may be totally wrong.
No, I mean, that's the thing with the Golden Globes is, like, there's the Emmys and there's the Oscars, but the Golden Globes feels like they have to be both. And then it just makes the show really bloated. And then they have to, they always have to cut down on the nominations.
So much to focus on, though, because you really watching all those shows, it's a big commitment.
Yeah, they really do. And not only do they do TV and shows and stuff, but they also separate the comedy and the drama categories, and that's just like... So you gotta have, like, 5 each, They can't do, like, 10 each. So I get that they paint themselves into a corner a little bit, but, dude... Holy crap.
No one takes them seriously, though, I don't think.
No.
I don't think viewers really do, because, like, it's like journalists and stuff like that. And then on top of it, the actors don't either, because they're just over there getting hammered.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to look at, do they have a Best Cinematography Award for frickin' Golden Globes? Because I'm not finding it anywhere.
Probably not.
Damn, yeah, I'm not finding anything. Wow, that's messed up. Anyway,
that'd be a long night if they had to go through all that.
Yeah, that is true. One cool thing, though, I'm going to talk about some good stuff that the awards did. First thing is they introduced something called the Carol Burnett Award, which is basically the Cecil B. DeMille Award for movies, except it's for TV. Mm-hmm. So Carol Burnett came out as the first recipient of the Carol Burnett Award, and that was a cool tribute to that, So it's cool that TV finally has, like, an achievement award like that. Also, Jeff Bridges won the Cecil B. DeMille Award, and he totally deserves it. One thing, though, that was kind of hilarious to me, and I'm like, who was in charge of this here? Was, you know, when they win the Cecil B. DeMille Award, it goes through like a highlight reel of their best movies and like their greatest moments. So obviously like Lightfoot and like Tron, Hell or High Water, you know, those were all in there for like Jeff Bridges or whatever. Okay. But it ends that the last movie they show, like the last clip they show in this highlight reel, which is supposed to be like the oomph, right? Like it's supposed to be like an inspiring note, you know, is Surf's Up. His voice acting from when he voiced the Penguin in Surf's Up.
Okay.
Do you remember in the mid-2000s when people went through this weird penguin phase? Like March of the Penguins, Happy Feet, Surf's Up. What? Like, that was super weird. And, it just ended with his voice role in Surf's Up.
Was it a good line?
It was like a funny line, yeah. It was like, you know, it was kind of indicative of his personality, like as like the hippie, like, dude, but it was just funny to me because it's like Hell or High Water, nope. Big Lebowski, nope. Tron, nope. Lightfoot, or like was it Thunder, like Lightning or Thunder and Lightfoot, something like that, nope. Surf's Up.
Okay.
I'm like, okay, that was an odd choice, but
interesting.
It was kind of funny. I laughed at that. I'm like, that's the movie you're gonna end on for him after he wins the Cecil B. DeMille Award. I'm like, hey, he probably doesn't even remember doing that. You know, a lot of actors don't remember doing voiceover roles because they literally go in there for like 3 hours, record it, and then they just walk out with a bunch of money.
Yeah.
That's true.
No, I know.
So, a lot of times, like I remember Bill Hader was like, I do voices all the time. I don't even know what I'm doing them for half the time. Sometimes I'm just watching a movie with my kids and my voice will pop up. Like we were watching Ice Age 3 or whatever, and then my voice just appears, and I'm like, holy crap, I didn't even remember I did that. You know?
Dang.
So, I thought that was kind of funny. Anyway, you want to talk about the big controversy that night, though?
What's the big controversy?
The big controversy, you know what it is. Best Picture winner for drama.
Oh, yeah.
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Which we already kind of touched up on.
Yeah, we already did, but Best Picture drama?
No.
What the hell? That movie got mixed reviews at best. That's so strange.
What was just remind me if you can, if it's on there, remind me what the nominations were.
Let's see here.
Was Black Panther on that list?
Black Panther was on that list. Here, let me look this up for you. It was Black Panther, Star is Born, Best Picture nominees, baby. It was Bohemian Rhapsody, Black Panther, Black Klansman, If Beale Street Could Talk, and A Star is Born.
Well, I didn't even see the movie that I would have voted for.
Which is Beale Street Could Talk?
Yeah.
So you would have voted for it? Alright, what about out of the ones you did see, which is Star is Born, Black Panther, and Bohemian Rhapsody, and Black Klansman, which one out of those four
which one was my favorite?
Yeah.
Black Klansman.
Black Klansman?
Yeah.
But you don't think it's best drama worthy?
No.
Yeah, no. As a matter of fact...
That one actually does kind of ride a fine line between drama and comedy.
Yeah. I mean, and then the comedy or musical was Favorite, Crazy Rich Asians, Green Book, Mary Poppins Returns, and Vice. So...
Yeah, maybe this is just proving my point that this year was kind of lackluster.
No, it is not.
Maybe it is.
It's proving the point that the Golden Globes had no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's because they're like, we need more politically charged films. All right, let's scrape the bottom of the barrel real quick. So they're just choosing like any politically charged film they can muster is what they're doing. That's why this year was so good, was because there wasn't a lot of that. But then the Academy and
they find a way.
Hollywood Foreign Press Association, they're like, oh man. And then they take films that aren't really political, and then they try to make them political. Something like Bohemian Rhapsody.
There was plenty of like socially impactful films, so I don't know why they chose these ones. So I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
It was a joke.
I don't know. Yeah. Anyway, that was dumb. Oh, and by the way, we haven't announced this yet.
What?
But we are going to do a live recording of the Oscars.
Oh yeah.
We are going to sit down together and do a live recording of the Oscars. We are going to watch it live and comment over it.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it.
That's right. So on Oscar Sunday, be prepared to see us, even though it won't be until the Tuesday afterwards.
And there's a bunch of stuff that we got to do beforehand involving that. Like once the nominees come out, we're probably gonna make a list. Like, what do you think was gonna win?
Yeah, exactly. And probably just do like the want to just do like the bigger awards sort of thing, or like the awards you care about?
I'm gonna do them all.
You're gonna do them all? Damn.
I don't even know what some of these.
Best short subject documentary. Like, what are you gonna do?
I haven't seen any of them.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna guess.
Best animated short film. I guarantee you. You know what's gonna be? That's gonna be Bao or whatever it was called from The Incredibles. Guarantee you that's gonna win.
Yeah. So anyway, I'll do some research on all of them.
All right.
See what's going on.
All right, we're going full blown. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna have food, pizza. We're gonna dress up in tuxedos. It'll be great.
You guys won't see shit, but
yeah, you won't.
You guys won't get to enjoy the pizza. You know,
you guys
sucks
won't,
for you.
That's right. You won't. You know, but it'll be fun. We'll cringe together. We'll laugh together. I'll gloat when A Star Is Born wins, even though it probably won't win. And I'll also laugh when Black Panther is not nominated, and that will just prove 100% that the Academy hates superhero films more than they love politically charged films. So it's going to be one of the two.
Yeah.
It's like, oh man, should we put aside our hate for superhero films for Black Panther, or should we just, I don't know.
You know, okay, I wasn't going to say this, but you know, now I got to say it.
Yeah.
I was on Criterion's website.
Yeah.
And actually, they wrote like a little thing on 2018 and the year in movies and stuff, and they actually talked about Infinity War. And they said actually good things about it, too.
I didn't know Criterion was like kind of a... Are they usually like a nose up? So I mean, I know that...
That's what it might seem like to people, but they're, you know, they appreciate a little bit of everything.
Yeah, no, I get you.
They said a little something about it.
All right, so they're not just Armand White who just hate everything. I get you.
No.
Well, that's good,
that's
of course.
That's why they're my favorite.
Because Infinity War, even if it's not number one, is appearing... It is a constant on everybody's list, I've been saying. Mm-hmm. It's somewhere on everyone's list. Even if it's not number one, it's somewhere. So the fact that movie is not even getting any recognition from the Academy, or I shouldn't talk about the Academy like I know, because I don't know yet. But, speaking of the Avengers, there's something I gotta mention. You know how the Oscars is going without a host this year for the first time in 30 years?
Okay, yeah.
They tried to get the Avengers to host the Oscars.
Like all of them?
Yeah, well, not all of them.
That'd be crazy.
But like Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, you know, Scarlett Johansson, Jeremy Renner, and Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, that'd be sick, but then they would also spat in their face when they don't nominate
Yeah, right, that's exactly it. What the fuck, dude? You're gonna get the Avengers to host the Oscars but not nominate it? Okay.
That's funny.
You know, Robert Downey Jr. would totally talk about that.
Oh, yeah, he'd rip on it.
Yeah. Yep. Anyway. I forgot what my original point was before I mentioned that. But point is, these award shows don't mean shit, was going to be my point.
Yeah.
They don't mean jack shit. Not anymore. They used to, most likely, but not anymore because I don't know what the frick happened to these, but whatever. This podcast is going great so far. I don't know if you'll, yeah.
You feeling the energy, I guess?
No, that was sarcasm. I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about.
Are we dead today?
A little bit.
Are we zombies?
I'm a little bit of a zombie today.
Okay, yeah, I feel that way too.
Speaking of zombies, World War Z 2 has officially started production.
Ooh,
yeah,
okay.
You like that?
I dig it.
Yeah. Actually, it starts production in March, but it's officially happening. This has kind of been in limbo for a long time, and apparently it's been in limbo for a long time because David Fincher wanted to make sure that the script was 100% perfect, according to sources.
Interesting.
So, I don't think... This is David Fincher's first sequel since Alien 3.
Yeah, which was his first movie.
His first movie he did and disowned.
First movie he disowned.
Yeah.
It's the only one as far as I know.
Yeah.
Even though he doesn't like the ending of the game too much.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Didn't
anyway, you're probably excited for this.
I am. I was actually kind of a fan of the first one. I know the first one gets, kind of a bad rap, but it got pretty good reviews. It's like a 70 on Rotten Tomatoes, right?
Something like that.
Which is not too bad, And I think it is certified fresh. I could be wrong. Let me look this baby up. But point is, I felt like World War Z kind of brought something new to the zombie genre. I know it kind of came out during like that whole like resurgence of the zombie thing. It's like whatever. But I thought it brought something new, which is like, first of all, they actually acknowledge the existence of zombies in pop culture when they're in the movie.
Yeah, that's something everybody tries to avoid.
Yeah.
Which is weird to me. It's like everyone knows every single person has a plan for when it happens.
Yes. And it was funny because I was reading an interview like a couple years ago with the creator of Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman, and he's like, how come no one ever mentions the word zombie or whatever? And he's like, well, I had to kind of create a world where zombies just don't exist. So just picture a world where zombie movies never happen, zombie TV shows never happen. the idea of reanimating the dead.
Happened.
Yeah, like none of that ever happened. So when this stuff happens, no one really knows what it's about. That's why I like World War Z. And apparently, I'm trying to look it up. What the hell, bro? Like, if you can just give me the Rotten Tomatoes score, that'd be great, dude. I hate when Google just doesn't give you the shit you're looking for, dude. Like, just give me the top link, bro.
The best algorithm site
out
there.
Yeah, right? Woo! Okay, it's not 70-something%. It's 66%, which is still fresh, but
still, yeah,
definitely more on the mixed side. Point is, though, David Fincher's attached to the sequel. That automatically makes me even more excited for the project. I love David
Fincher.
He's great. He's great. He better not watch him, like, drop out, like, 2 weeks before production.
Or they fire him.
Right. But he's really good friends with Brad Pitt, though. So I think Brad Pitt was the one who basically told him to do it. He's like, listen, David. Look. We did Fight Club together. We did Seven together. You're my buddy. You got to do this movie, man. I'm a huge zombie fan. You got to do it. And he's like, let's do it. So
that's all it took.
That's all it took. He's like, let's do it. But we got to wait a couple years.
Well, Brad Pitt does have good taste in movies, though. Like the movies he does back. I remember he was attached to The Departed.
Yeah. Yes, he does pick really good movies. Even when he's like in small roles, he does good movies. What he's been doing a lot lately is he actually has his own production company, Plan B. Mm-hmm. And he distributed obviously World War Z, but then he did 12 Years a Slave.
Oh, yeah.
And then I think he kind of just throws himself in some of these roles, and he kind of has smaller roles. But I remember in 12 Years a Slave, man, he was like great in that movie. In that little scene he was in, he was fantastic. I remember looking it up after I watched the movie because I just wanted to see. I wanted to see that scene again. It was awesome. He's a great actor, dude.
For sure.
So I have faith in David Fincher and Brad Pitt. I'm excited.
And if it does well, I'll have to watch the first one.
That's right. The first one's a good romp, but here's what I'm expecting though. I think David Fincher might make the second one like more gritty and rated R. That's just my prediction, because the first one is obviously more Hollywood accessible. It's more blockbustery, PG-13.
Yeah.
I think David Fincher is going to strip it back.
Oh yeah.
But I could be wrong.
You're probably right though.
Yeah, for sure. I guarantee you this will not be like a reboot, but I guarantee you it will be like a totally tonally different film. 100%. All right. Let's talk about some news you're probably excited for.
Which one's that?
Dave Bautista and Stellan Skarsgård are both cast in Denis Villeneuve's Dune, baby. You excited?
Yes, I'm very excited. Well, I'm just happy to hear anything about it.
Do you know exactly who they're playing, or?
You said,
I know that Stellan Skarsgård is playing the villain. Yes.
I have no clue who Bautista's going to be playing.
Dave Bautista has been...
He might be a small role, kind of like he was in Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Apparently, he's known as Robin the Beast. So, if he's cast as the Beast, then I'm guessing, that's kind of what his character will be. Oh, okay. In a casting decision, suggesting that the character will have a higher profile arc than he did in David Lynch's film. So apparently this character was in David Lynch's film, apparently in the book, whatever, but they're suggesting that they're being Rotten Tomatoes or whatever, suggests that because they cast Dave Bautista in the role, he's going to have a bigger role, but I don't think so.
That's not necessarily
That's not necessarily true, because 2049, he was kind of a big star, and he was, still reduced to like a small role, but he was great in that role, though.
Yeah, I liked him in it.
Yeah, he's got some acting talent. Sometimes you see like these wrestlers who become actors, and you're like, oh my god,
Cena,
The Rock.
Oh yeah, do I have to say that?
But honestly, I like both Cena and The Rock. Don't get me wrong, but I feel like Dave Bautista has more range than them, because Dave Bautista can do comedy like Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
Sure.
But then he can kill it with Blade Runner. And did you see the short film he was in? That was tied into Blade Runner?
The animated one?
No. Blade Runner 2049 had 5 short films accompanying it, right?
I only knew the ones that the animator for Cowboy Bebop animated.
Yeah, there was that one. But also, Dave Bautista was one of them, and he was the main focus of it.
Really?
Yeah, and it was really good. He killed it. Yeah, you should look that up.
Now I feel bad because that's one of my favorite movies ever, and I haven't seen it.
Yeah, dude. Apparently, Denis Villeneuve has cast Timothée Chalamet as the lead character. and Rebecca Ferguson as his mother.
Which is cool.
Which is cool, because both of them are fantastic.
God, give it to me. I want it so bad. By the end of the year, please.
Mm-hmm. And then Baron Harkonnen is who Stellan Skarsgård is playing, who's the villain. Mm-hmm. So
I don't know anything about the Dune books.
I don't know anything about Dune in general, at all.
I actually have not seen the Lynch one, because of, obviously it's...
Yeah, it's known as, his worst film.
Yeah. And I haven't read the books yet, but I really want to.
Yeah, but that book is thick, baby.
It's thick, Daddy. There's 5 of them total?
Is there? Holy crap.
I think I might be wrong.
Yeah, dude. I don't know what Dune is. I don't know. I love sci-fi, though, and Dune was, revolutionary in sci-fi.
Condensing at least just the book, it's going to be a long movie.
That's going to be long. I remember the screenwriter for A Star Is Born is also writing Dune, and he said his first draft was over 250 pages, or 200 pages.
Fuck.
That's insane, dude. How the hell are you going to cut that down? So...
Oh, that editing is going to be so tight.
It's going to be so tight. Who knows? Who knows, dude? Maybe they'll split it up into 2 parts. I hope they don't do that. But,
I wouldn't be upset with it.
I mean, I hope I usually don't like when they do that, but I could understand it.
Because imagine a 250-minute movie.
Oh, God.
In a theater.
Yeah, that would be awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, it's not that I don't like it when people split movies into 2 parts. It's just they have to deserve it. Something like Deathly Hallows, they did that, for a practical reason. Because the book's 2 Bibles thick. You know what I mean?
It's an epitome.
Yeah, you had to do it. You had to do it. But then Harry Potter did it, and then it made so much money, and then everyone Twilight? We got to do that now. It's no, you don't.
Or The Hobbit.
The Hobbit. They did it 3...
For 1 book.
For 1 book. That's insane. Or The Hunger Games. That freaking pisses me off. You know what? I'm a huge fan of the Hunger Games books. I read all 3 of them. Uh-huh. I love them. I love the first 2 movies. You know what's weird is that the second book is actually my least favorite book, but the second movie is my favorite movie.
Yeah.
But isn't that strange?
Yeah.
Because the movie, cut out the dumb shit of the second book. Anyway, they took a great third movie, and because they wanted to make more money, because they wanted to follow that trend of the part 1 and 2 thing, they stretched it into 2 mediocre movies. And I'm like, dude, I saw the good movie. I saw the good movie there. I really did. And I'm like, why did you just... Why did you do that? You know what is that when you take a movie that doesn't need to be split up into 2 parts and you make it 2 parts, like Twilight or Hunger Games, the first part is always boring as hell. Because you're basically just taking the exposition part of the book and making it its own thing.
Yeah, I could definitely feel that. I actually started that one, that movie. And I couldn't get through it.
You mean Mockingjay Part 1?
Yeah, I couldn't get through it.
I was like,
no way.
Why are you guys doing
this? And then I halfway through, or not even halfway through, I'm like, why am I doing this?
Uh-huh.
I didn't even really care for the other ones. Why am I doing this? And I was like, okay, that was the moment when I was like, okay, I'm gonna just completely just throw away any movies that I don't care about. I don't have to watch everything.
Right. No, I got you. See, I love the first 2 personally because I love the books. What can I say?
Yeah. My brother really likes those books, too.
Yeah, they're really good. And I like the movies a lot. And for me, I feel like because they split the third movie into 2, that just ruined it from being a perfect trilogy to me. Because I loved the first 2. And I'm like, the third one's going to kill it. But then they split it up into 2 parts. And I'm like, you really screwed this up. I'm like, why did you do that? Ugh.
Yeah. So
anyway.
I think, personally, Dune would deserve it, though.
Yeah, I think so, too. I think it would make sense.
I'll follow Denis blindly.
Yes. And, going back on the part 1, part 2 thing, you know what's funny about that, too, is that both Justice League and Infinity War were supposed to do that. They hopped on that trend, and both of them ended up not doing that anymore. They're like, no, we're not. Even though Infinity War arguably is still a 2-parter, I think.
Oh, yeah.
But they're like, no, it's not a 2-parter. They're 2 different movies. And I'm like, dude, it's not only is it incomplete, but Endgame is a direct continuation of Infinity War. So they're like,
whenever they had another couple movies come out in between, but it's not a continuation. Those next 2 movies.
Right. Maybe that's why they consider it. Oh no, it's not a part 2 because you can't watch them together. But I'm like, dude, it's a part 2, bro. It's a total part 2.
Totally.
Anyway, but who knows? Maybe we'll see it and we'll be like, no way, because Marvel's done that with me before. I remember with Civil War, they're like, trust me, all these characters are in it, but it's still a Captain America movie. He's still the main focus. And I'm like, no, he's not. Like, there's no way. This is an Avengers movie.
I mean, to me, that movie is a Captain America and Iron Man movie.
Yeah, for sure. But that's kind of the way I viewed it. But I think Steve's arc is, like, central in that movie.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, damn, you guys pulled it off. You guys pulled it off. But yeah, Denis Villeneuve, I'm excited. I don't think it's going to be 2019, though, dude.
You're probably right.
If they're casting, that means they haven't really shot much yet. And they're going to do, like, special effects. And there's going to be a lot of CG in the movie. That takes a lot of time. I think this is a 2020 movie.
Oh, you're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
But
it's unfortunate.
It is. But what can you do?
But I'll wait.
Yes.
That just means I have to stay alive for that much longer. Like, I gotta avoid
That's right.
all accidents.
That's right. So yeah, but good sci-fi concept, and I'm looking forward to Denis Villeneuve's new sci-fi film. Mm-hmm. Speaking of sci-fi films, let's talk about something sad for me.
Shelved?
Yeah, Star Trek 4 has been shelved. And that sucks to me, dude. I like those movies, the J.J. Abrams era of Star Trek. Now, those movies kind of get a bad rap, though, because there's a certain stigma attached to Star Trek.
You can't fuck it up. Like, you can't change anything.
There's that, but that's, like, from the fans. Like, that's the thing, is, like, their own fans, did you know that a lot of Star Trek fans, like, hardcore fans of the show, do not like J.J. Abrams' Star Trek movies?
Like, that's kind of a no-brainer.
Yeah, because they're basically, they just turned Star Trek into Star Wars. Like, like, Star Trek was never about the action. It was about, like, the intellectual debate about human consciousness, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, dude, shut up. Okay? But then the public is like, but Star Trek is so nerdy, like, I don't like, it's like, I don't really want to see it, doesn't seem like a thing, so it fails on both fronts, and it's kind of sad. It doesn't fail on both fronts, but it's like, people won't accept it either way, and yet, then you got people like us who are like, no, they're good movies, guys. Star Trek 1, I even like Into Darkness.
And what do you mean you also like Into Darkness? That's the best one.
People hate Into Darkness. Star Trek fans hate.
Fuck off.
Yeah.
No, that's why. That's why. It's because that's the movie that drastically changes one specific moment.
Yeah, that's true. It does kind of retcon a certain story that Star Trek fans love. And, no, Star Trek fans hate Into Darkness,
I don't give a fick.
I loved Into Darkness. And I loved the third one, Star Trek Beyond, that Justin Lin did. That one was dope. I thought that one was really good.
Beyond was cool.
So S.J. Clarkson was supposed to do, she was supposed to direct the fourth one, but apparently, Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth was supposed to make a return. I don't know if it was going to be like in a flashback or some type of time travel thing, who knows? Because he played Captain Kirk's father. They had to receive pay cuts in order to be in the film. And they didn't want pay cuts. So they're like, nope, you pay us what we want, or we're not going to be in the film. Apparently that was just a huge debacle, and then they just shelved it. And I'm like, damn, dude. That sucks, because apparently they were going to lower the budget because Star Trek Beyond did not make that much money. And that's sad. That's sad, because Star Trek Beyond was really good. It's
got a good praise, too. It got good praise.
It got good reviews, yeah. Again, it's just the straight up stigma.
It's hard selling people on something they don't care about. There's a lot of people that don't care about sci-fi.
Mm-hmm. Not just sci-fi, but especially Star Trek. I remember when J.J. Abrams' movie came out, I had a friend, Trevor, and we were driving to Cedar Point or whatever, and I brought Star Trek with me, the DVD, because he had like a DVD player in the back seat of his car. I'm like, yo, dude, we need to watch this. He's like, dude, Star Trek? I'm like, yes, dude, I'm telling you, it's totally different. It's hype. It's totally different than what you're expecting. It's not like the other films. It's dope. And as soon as that first action scene happened, like, because it opens with that grandiose action scene, he watched the whole thing, and then at the very end, when the title appeared, he was like, okay, this is awesome. I'm like, I told you, dude. Oh, dude, it sucks, dude. Because, like, Star Trek is so good, especially the new ones, dude. They're so good, and it just sucks.
And, Simon Pegg is a huge Star Trek
fan.
He
wrote Beyond. He wrote the third one. And that was just... And the third one, Beyond, is more like the show than the first two, than Star Trek and Into Darkness.
Yeah, I can see that.
That one captured the spirit of the show more than the first two. But it was great, dude. Oh, my God. I wanted to see the fourth one, man. I wanted to see it. And, not only that, but did you know that Quentin Tarantino was actually planning to write or co-write or possibly direct the one after the fourth one.
Really?
Yeah.
Woo!
And then, but now that the fourth one's being scrapped, what the fuck?
That one's scrapped too.
That one's scrapped too. Thanks. You've denied us Quentin Tarantino's Star Trek.
That would have been a cool vision.
That would have been a cool vision. Damn, that's crazy. That fucking sucks. Anyway, like, that's a bummer for me.
Yeah, it's a bummer for me too. Sad.
I really like that series.
Sad shit.
Sad. But speaking of things that are shelved, I'm just killing it with the segues today.
Oh, man.
This though, did not come out of nowhere. This was kind of come to be expected. The Fox Marvel properties that were currently in development are no longer in development.
Yep, no surprise there.
Where, like, Star Trek was shelved, meaning that it's unlikely but possible they can take it off the shelf. These are just straight up dead. And that includes Gambit, the Doctor Doom movie, the Multiple Man movie, and Kitty Pryde movie.
But we're still going to get the New Mutants.
We're still getting the New Mutants, and Dark Phoenix are going to be the last two Fox X-Men movies. So what do you think of this? What do you think?
That means that they're gonna have to like wrap everything up with the Dark Phoenix.
Yeah, this is the last one. They got to. They better not leave on a cliffhanger because that would suck.
Yeah, no after credits.
Yeah.
If I see one after credits, I'm gonna lose my shit.
You're right. It's gonna be after credit, but it's gonna be like, thank you.
Mm-hmm. That's not an after credit. That's just credits.
Right. Yeah, pretty much. It's like, thank you for being with us on this journey.
Yeah. So that might mean that we might see something coming to Marvel.
Yeah, maybe. I was just talking about this with my friend though, and I was talking about him. I'm like, I want to see the Fantastic Four more than X-Men right now in the Marvel universe.
And I love X-Men, like the comics. I love the idea behind them, but man, I would love to see a Fantastic Four done right. Because they have so many good villains, too.
And have, like, Galactus and, like, Silver Surfer and stuff in there. Oh, that'd be sick, dude.
But Doctor Doom is so cool, dude.
They need to do Doctor Doom right, dude. They have not done Doctor Doom right in the movies yet.
Yeah, ever since I started, like, looking into him, because I don't really read them, unfortunately, as much as I'd like to. There's just not enough time.
He's fucking hype,
He's so cool. He fucking went back in time and trained with monks to learn magic.
Yeah.
Dude, what a legend. That's sick.
There's a storyline when he goes back in time, when he's fighting Dracula. He goes back in time to get a piece of wood from Jesus Christ's cross, and then shifts like a crucifix out of the wood of Jesus Christ's cross, and then beats Dracula with it.
What?
Yeah, I'm being dead serious.
Holy shit. And then, like, he's like an artist and stuff. Like, he's a painter. I think he's a piano player,
He's an intellectual. He's a dictator of a country, but he's a, benevolent dictator, so his people actually love him.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, really good to his people. Like,
he sounds like such a complex character.
Dude, and you know what's crazy? When he was versing Black Panther asked the Panther God, basically, what would happen if, like, Doctor Doom, like, ran the world or whatever? What if he took over the world like he's always trying to do?
The world would be a better place.
He's like, the world would be a better place. He's like, the world there would be peace on Earth. The Panther God said there would be peace on Earth.
How can you call him a villain then? That's so fucking slick. Oh my god.
I don't know.
I really want to see
I think a lot of it's probably because it's like, but a dictatorship's not freedom, blah, 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 blah. But no, he's like, no, straight up. Like, he loves his people. The people of his country love him. He's an intellectual. He is arguably one of the most powerful villains.
Oh, yeah.
In the in the Marvel Universe. One cool thing about him is that mainly he's a Fantastic Four villain, but he's like an everyone villain too. You know, he's like he appears in Spider-Man and like Captain America and the Avengers all the time. Whereas like if someone like the Green Goblin appeared in like X-Men, you'd be like,
that's kind of weird.
It's weird. I don't. That's kind of weird. I don't like that. But with Doctor Doom, he appears in everybody's comics to fuck shit up, dude.
Yeah.
And you know what's great? In the Avengers cartoon show, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which is like an amazing Avengers cartoon. It's actually kind of adult too. They just couldn't even beat Doctor Doom.
They couldn't beat him?
They couldn't beat him. They just had to basically come up with a compromise with him. They're like, let Wasp go, and we'll leave you alone, sort of thing, to let you build your whatever, or we'll give you the supplies or whatever. They couldn't beat him. He was so powerful. Like, he was just standing there with like this, just like...
Oh, yeah.
Just killing
arms crossed. I love it.
Yeah, arms... It was so good. So, to see Doctor Doom done right would be dope. And with the X-Men, and I was telling my friend this, they should just wait on the X-Men a little bit. Just wait on the X-Men.
We've had a little too much.
We've had a little too much X-Men. Like, just wait on the X-Men to introduce them. There you go.
Yeah, you have a lot of time after the whole Infinity War, aftermath.
Yeah, I wonder what's going on.
A lot of time to rebuild.
Yeah, exactly. After Endgame, I think that's the golden age of the MCU, and then they're going to enter the Silver Age. The
Silver Age?
Yeah.
We'll see what happens.
It's going to be interesting. Okay. All right, let's talk about something interesting. The last piece of news here. But this is the most important piece of news, Tyler.
Okay.
Margot Robbie cast as Barbie, baby.
Oh.
She's cast as Barbie in Mattel's Barbie movie. Are you hyped, bro?
Is this a Hasbro? Is that
Mattel?
World?
It's Mattel. No, it's a different. It's not Hasbro.
The 5 properties.
The 5 property movie. The 5 property universe.
What the fuck?
No, this is Mattel. This is a different universe.
This is a different universe. Is that for real? Is that a thing?
It's not a universe. It's just a movie. Yeah. So here's the thing, though. I want to talk about this. First of all, I mean, I guess that's great casting because she looks like Barbie.
Okay.
She's Barbie.
Okay.
But I was thinking, like, I was reading about it when I read the news, and I was like, people were like, Barbie showed women or little girls how important they were, and like blah blah blah, and it did all this, and it showed you like that you're not alone and all that stuff. And then I was thinking to myself, I kind of had a selfish thought. I was like, guys, it's a freaking doll. Like, calm down here. But then I thought to myself, I'm like, but wait, I guess people could say that about comic books as well, like with me.
Yeah.
Because comic books mean so much to me. Maybe Barbie means so much to these little girls.
Don't take it away from me.
Exactly.
No.
So I kind of had that thought, but then I'm like, wait a second. I sound like the assholes who are assholes to me, so I kind of...
I mean, obviously, like, this is not for us.
Obviously not, no.
But, I mean, good for them.
Yeah, good for them. It's like, you're... Like, who the hell am I to say Barbie's not empowering? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Maybe Barbie is empowering to little girls.
See, I didn't think about any of that stuff right now, but let me tell you what I did think about. That ending of that movie is literally just going to be Lego Movie. It's going to be like them playing with the doll.
Yeah, you're probably right. One thing, though, I am glad about is that Amy Schumer was actually attached to play Barbie at one point. And
what?
And it was supposed to be like this, and this is their words, not even mine. It was supposed to be a modern feminist spin on Barbie. And I was like, no, don't do that. It's not that, like, I'm not talking about, like, looks-wise. I'm not calling Amy Schumer ugly or anything. I'm saying, like, don't make a Barbie film that political. Don't make a Barbie film political at all. You know what I mean? I understand Barbie meant something to these girls, and it probably taught them to be empowered and taught them to be, like, strong women and stuff like that. But please don't make Barbie political. If you're going to make Barbie political, do it kind of like how Black Panther did. There's a lot of Marvel talk in this podcast.
Yeah.
Where it's like, yeah, there's some political subtext to it, but it's mostly just a fun action movie for Black Panther. Make this like just a fun, cool little live action Barbie movie.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. I don't even know what genre that would be, but do
that. Yeah, do that. Don't try to make it like this feminist spin. So I'm glad Margot Robbie was cast as Barbie because first of all, she looks like Barbie. Uh-huh. I mean, who else is going to be Barbie? I mean, I don't know.
I don't know.
You know what I mean?
Nowadays, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. She is freaking Barbie. So, good for the little girls out there. Again, sorry to the little girls. I totally get it. If Barbie is important to you and empowering to you, then you should be looking forward to this. And screw all those assholes who had the same thoughts that I had for that split second, Tyler. I had it for a split second, and then I corrected myself.
Good on you.
Yes, I corrected myself. I'm like, come on, like Barbie, like this shit's like, it's just a doll, guys. But then, like, I was reading it, and I'm like, wait a second. Maybe this is important to little girls out there, because Barbie is more than just a doll now. Barbie like had her own cartoon show. Barbie has her own animated movies, and if girls grew up with that, boom, they'll just have more Barbie to have. So, boom.
Wonder who's gonna play Ken.
That's a good question.
Chris Hemsworth.
That would make sense. Chris Hemsworth or Chris Pine. I think Chris Pine would be Didn't Chris Pine play Ken? Actually, didn't he voice Ken in Toy Story 3?
Whoa.
That would be insane. Yeah. I'm not sure.
Interesting.
Yeah, but no, one of the Chris's. Just
one of the Chris's.
Any of the Chris's will work as Ken.
Yeah, even Evans.
Yeah. Yeah. Even Pratt, I think, could pull off Ken. So he's a little goofy, but, whatever. Anyway, good for you guys. It's not for us, personally.
Yeah.
But if it's good, I won't be upset. I'll be like, oh, good for them. Good for the Barbie lovers out there.
Sure.
Please don't go in there with a trench coat, you 40-year-old brony men. Oh, shots fired. Block. That's from Impractical Jokers when they like controlling the wheelchair or whatever, and they told Joe, they're like, go up to these people and go blocka blocka, and he's just, and he goes up to these people and he's like blocka blocka. Speaking of, I've seen some Sal memes I've been seeing every once in a while. Yeah. I saw a couple Sal memes lately.
Colin's been showing them to me.
Yeah, is he like a meme? Has he reached meme status after 7 years of doing this show?
You know how you know is go on know your meme and type in Sal Volcano.
Sal Volcano, yeah. I wonder what made him the meme and not any of the other guys.
The picture, dude.
Yeah.
The picture.
That's right. It was that fat picture of him. Oh my gosh, dude. Have you gotten to the...
I haven't been watching it.
Oh, you haven't been watching it, dude? Oh, but have you gotten to the... I don't even want to spoil it for you, dude.
Just say it.
The permanent punishment?
No.
Oh, okay, I won't even... There's a permanent punishment. That's all I'll say.
That's vague.
That's all I'll say. There is a permanent punishment.
Is it the hair thing?
Nope.
Oh, then no, I don't know what it is. Okay.
It's worse than that. It's crazy.
Ooh.
Yeah.
We'll see.
It is fucking amazing, dude. It's so funny.
Can't wait.
Yeah, you gotta check it out. Anyway, good luck. That's the news. Yeah, trailer time. All right, you ready for trailer trash? All right. So let's you want to get the Mads Mikkelsen vehicles out of the way.
Oh yeah.
What the hell's going on
Which one we starting with? And please explain what the plot is, because I don't remember. Polar and Arctic. They both sound like they.
I know, right?
No, I know which ones are which.
Yeah. Arctic. Yeah, Arctic stars Mads Mikkelsen, and it's basically a survival film. You know what this film reminded me of? I said this in my Stardust review. This reminds me of like All Is Lost, but just in the snow.
All Is Lost mixed with the gray.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Sure. All Is Lost mixed with the gray.
Okay, so I was seeing all the things that were popping up on my screen, like this is one of the best survival movies ever made, and it's like this trailer wasn't really giving me that vibe, but I mean I'm not gonna not watch it. Like it seems like it
seems like a very quiet type of survival film.
Yeah,
kind of like All Is Lost. It's not like The Revenant where you gotta survive and it's like these harsh conditions. Even though it is a harsh condition type Revenant movie in the snow, but it's not as intense. I don't think.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be more like laid back, logistical, like we have to make these decisions to survive sort of thing. Like All Is Lost. There seems to be like a girl he's also caring for, something like that.
Yeah.
And
so there might be some dialogue here and there, but it seems like it's gonna be
kind of a quiet movie. It seems like a very quiet survival film. And I love Mads Mikkelsen, so I'm
down.
I'm down. And the only complaint I have is that polar bear looked really fake.
Yeah.
That polar bear looked hilariously fake.
More fake than the Revenant one?
Well, it was weird because the Revenant bear was CG and this one's practical. But they kind of... I don't know. I thought the bear in the Revenant actually looked really good.
Yeah. It's probably because every time it moved, like, everything would shake. Yeah. So it felt like it had mass to it.
Yeah. And it's a CG bear. I think the thing is, like, it's a CG bear. So, for the Revenant. Mm-hmm. So it's like you're expecting it to be fake so you can see the flaws more. But I actually think that was a pretty good CG bear. This is a practical bear. And you can just tell it just looked like an animatronic bear head, just like peeking through. And I'm like,
here's Johnny.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I love both. I mean, hey, if the story's good enough, I can overlook bad effects of any kind.
Yeah, sure.
Whether it be CGI or practical. So, but yeah, I mean, that's all I can really say about it. There's not much to say about it.
I'd watch it.
I find the story behind it funny. How this trailer was released, and then the next day, another Mads Mikkelsen movie was released called Polar. And then, like, the first, minute of this trailer, he's in, a snowy environment, too. Or the first, 30 seconds. Uh-huh. So I'm like, what is this? Is Mads Mikkelsen...
They just film it at the same place?
Yeah, right? Apparently, this is based on a graphic novel. I've never heard of this graphic novel.
Yeah, it's called Polar.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to look it up right now. Polar film.
It kind of looks like a John Wick type thing.
Yeah, it looks very... stylized.
Yeah, every character has their own little get-up or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Vanessa Hudgens is in it. I don't even remember seeing her in the trailer. And Catherine Winnick is in it. So, along with Mads Mikkelsen. So, yeah, it's based on the noir comic series of the same name. And it's a Netflix film. So it's going to premiere.
Oh, you didn't know that?
I did know that.
I could, if you would have turned Netflix, if you would have blocked it out at the bottom left of the screen or whatever, I would have known.
Yeah. You can kind of tell when these films are Netflix.
Yep.
And which we'll get to that later when we talk about another Netflix property coming out. But
how do you feel about this one?
I'm not really feeling it, to be honest with you. I gave it a 2 stars.
It seems like it's got me written all over it, but there's just something missing. That
like, on paper, it seems like this would be dope.
It just feels empty.
It does.
It just feels barren.
It's directed by Jonas Åkerlund. Wow, that's an interesting photo to have on your Wikipedia. Look at this. It's just his profile.
Oh yeah, I saw him. He looks like your movie sucks, old.
Yeah, right? What else has he done? Holy wow, this guy's done a lot of freaking like music videos.
Yeah, he's a music video guy. I remember looking him up.
Mm-hmm. Damn. Okay.
And that's kind of a weird place to be for some like doing that for like most of your career. Yeah. Music videos. Is that kind of weird to you?
Yeah, that's like a lot. That's a lot. Who directed 1 Hour Photo? Mike something. He's only directed a couple feature films, but he loves doing music videos. And people,
I'm not sure. I don't know him by name.
Yeah, I can't remember, but like he's always been in demand by studios who would always love his music videos, and they're always like, "Yo, you have to direct like a feature film. Come on!" And he did 1 Hour Photo, and then that other film with Andrew Garfield and Carey Mulligan and Keira Knightley. I can't remember it. I saw it, but it was the most depressing movie on the fucking planet. So maybe this is the same thing where he's done so many music videos that people like maybe studios are in demand for him, but I don't know. Considering that's a Netflix movie, probably not.
Yeah.
Holy crap, dude. This guy does a lot of music videos, dude.
I wasn't joking.
That's insane, dude. He did 1, 2, 3, 4. He did 5 music videos in 2017 for Lady Gaga, Kesha, Queens of the Stone Age, Fergie, and U2. So, damn.
He's working with big artists too.
Oh, he did I Miss You by Blink-182? He did that video? This guy's been doing music videos since 88.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
He's like 53, right?
Yeah, he's like 53. So, I don't know. Personally, I'm not feeling it. Hopefully it's good, though. Mm-hmm. Hopefully it's good. We'll see. But if it's not good, then I guess whatever. This is the year of Netflix, though, dude.
It is the fucking year. And the funny thing is, this movie is coming out like next week.
Yeah,
like one of the movies on that list, I think it's the one we're going to be talking about in a minute.
Yeah.
Comes out next week, and then that Polar comes out like 2 weeks from now. So it's like, what the heck?
I know.
So in other words, we're probably going to be talking about a Netflix trailer every podcast.
Yeah. And that kind of makes me nervous because we talked about the thing about Netflix. But let's talk about something that also, in my opinion, looks mediocre, which is I.O. Also on Netflix. Did you see that trailer with Anthony Mackie? It's like a sci-fi film.
Oh, yeah.
That just looks totally generic.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it's really offering anything more to the table. And that, again, now that also screams Netflix film to me, right? But it's like, I'm just nervous that if Netflix keeps pumping out these mediocre films, that people are not going to be able to really differentiate between good and mediocre films.
Yes.
You know, we're going to accept mediocrity. That's what's scaring me. But then on the flip side of that coin, though, is that Netflix is tapping like these amazing directors sometimes. You know, like Alfonso Cuarón, Steven Soderbergh, Martin Scorsese,
and even
Dan
for
Gilroy.
And even for these smaller movies, it seems like they want to throw at least one familiar face, hoping to attract people.
Yeah, and then you get these big actors like Sandra Bullock and Anthony Mackie to actually be in these films. Yeah. So these films are not necessarily like garbage, you know, like they have big names attached to them. Even like Bright with like Will Smith, Joel Edgerton, like these bad Netflix films still get these like huge stars. Like, why do you think that is? Like, is it just money? Or do you think these actors want to do Netflix films for some reason?
They might want to promote television, but I feel like they should definitely look at the script once more. Make sure it's good enough.
Netflix is still in that gray area, though, man. We could talk about Netflix forever, but we've already talked about Netflix at length.
Yeah.
You know, and like the dangers of it and the things we're excited about it.
See, I feel like if it continues like this and the trailers are just kind of meh, we might as well not even talk about it.
But you know, ever since was it Triple Frontier with Ben Affleck?
Yeah.
Ever since you told me that every Netflix film just looks the
Picture
same.
Quality, yeah, it's just literally looks the same.
I've been noticing, even if it's a different genre, even if it's sci-fi, like even with I.O., like there's a ton of special effects, it looks the same.
Yep.
So like
same with Polar.
Same with Polar. You're totally right. I like ever since you mentioned it, I've been seeing it now. Like everything just looks flat.
Yep.
It's strange. There's like, I don't know. It's so strange. But every once in a while, there's a good one, which will probably be the last trailer we talk about, because first I want to talk about an offensive trailer. The Haunting of Sharon Tate.
Okay. I actually went to go look that trailer up.
Yeah.
To watch. I can't contribute. That trailer doesn't exist.
What? Really?
I went to go look it up yesterday.
Yeah.
And it was just showing a interview with Hilary Duff.
Yeah.
That's the only things I could find.
Maybe it was so offensive that they took it down. Hold on, let me see. Oh my god. Oh my god, you're right, dude. I can't see it.
Yeah, I was right.
They took it down.
They took it down?
Yeah.
Okay, so for my benefit and for anybody listening, what the fuck is wrong with this trailer?
Okay, well, first of all, it's called The Haunting of Sharon Tate. What the fuck is this? Like a ghost story?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
It's a real person and stuff.
It honestly seems it's kind of like, it seems like Hollywood is trying to exploit not a recent tragedy, but like it's fresh on everybody's minds because of the death of Charles Manson. So, and Sharon Tate's family and stuff is still alive, right?
Uh-huh.
So it's offensive because they're taking this real story and almost turning it into like a home invasion horror film. Which could sound cool on paper, but it just, no.
You don't do, that's not tasteful
no.
whatsoever.
It sounds like, how people are like, oh, Hollywood embellishes the truth? Uh-huh. This is that times 10. They embellished it so much to the point of being offensive. They're like, wow. And then the freaking title, The Haunting of Sharon Tate. Wow, dude. Like, Hilary Duff looks like Sharon Tate. She does. And she tries to get, like, her mannerisms and her voice down. And it's pretty decent for the most part, I guess. But what the hell, dude? Like, this is just... It just looked awful. It looked awful and offensive. Huh. And this is the first of 3 Sharon Tate movies coming out this year. I don't know if this one's coming out anymore because the trailer's gone. The trailer is gone. Yeah, they just turned, like, this real-life tragedy into, like, a paint-by-numbers horror film. Is what they did. And that's
fucked up.
And it is fucked up. It is fucked up. And, holy crap, yeah, dude. The only thing I'm seeing is someone reacting to it.
Yeah, I saw reactions.
So...
But they didn't have, like, the video in it.
No, they didn't. Yeah, dude, I think they took this trailer down.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow, the backlash must have been severe, dude. Wow. Well, we probably don't have to worry about that movie anymore. Holy crap. All right, well, I guess that could be a good thing, though.
That could be a good thing.
So, that is crazy, dude. Hold on, I'm just looking this up. Are you
looking for, like, an article or something?
Yeah. Okay, I think Us Weekly has it. The first trailer for The Haunting of Sharon Tate, starring Hilary Duff, is here, and it's chilling. Yeah, okay, Us Weekly. Chilling as in, like, what? Like, nah. Yeah, dude, no.
But you click on it and nothing happens.
Oh, actually, it's playing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It is playing.
I gotta watch it now.
Oh, you gotta watch it? All right, you want to pause it and watch it?
Yeah.
All right, let's pause it and watch it. All right, we're gonna pause this, guys, and then we're gonna watch it.
It looks bad.
Yes, it looks awful. We found an encrypted link, not encrypted, but embedded link on Us Weekly. Man, it looks bad, dude. You see what I'm saying? It's hard to explain, but you see what I'm saying? They're turning this real life tragedy into like a horror film, like a paint-by-numbers horror film.
Yeah.
And then they try to be like, there's subliminal messages and helter-skelter. I'm like, dude, what are you doing here? It even says inspired by true events, not based on true events. They're basically just ignoring history and making a home invasion horror film.
Yeah. No, it looks bad.
It looks awful.
Not digging it.
Yes, and apparently that seems to be the consensus because they removed it from YouTube. So, there you go. All right. Let's talk about 2 movies here that I think...
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were saying that you were...
I'm curious here about...
Yeah.
Because they just released this. It wasn't like a hot trailer on anyone's radar, really. But it's made by a legend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I wonder what you're going to think about this. And that is The Image Book. The latest film by Jean-Luc Godard.
I'd see it.
Of course you would.
Yeah.
Of course you would.
People said good things about it.
Really?
Somewhat, but they're like he even said this is not a movie that is intended to be seen at a theater. It's intended to be seen like at your house.
Well, yeah, this is not.
It's not like a movie.
From what I see, yeah, it's like not even a movie. It's just like a collection of images, which is like The Image Book.
Yes, but it's a collection of images edited, and then there's like a monologue too. and that's the movie. But it's described as an avant-garde horror film, so I'm very intrigued to what the fuck that means.
Wow. This just looks like... Because I love my art house, but even someone like Terry Malick has something there of like a narrative of some kind.
Yeah.
This seems like, again, it's just a collection of random images.
It's a story.
You think there's a story told within the images?
I think there's a story told that he's telling, and then the images kind of inspired your imagination to, see, like, build your own film.
Yeah. I mean, how old is Jean-Luc Godard? 88?
Yeah, he's old.
So he's old. What do you think of, like, this happens a lot with, like, legends. Like, even with, like, Orson Welles and Hitchcock, the film he never got to make, Kaleidoscope. It was described as, like, a very loose, kind of low production value, almost found footage type film. What do you think it is about, like, these legends that sort of, like, abandon any sense of style later on in their career? Not style, but, like, any sense of, like, structure. There's, like, a very loose structure to these legends in the later parts of their career.
I mean,
like, The Other Side of the Wind is not, like, that's a very different Orson Welles film.
It is.
And this is not Breathless. And Kaleidoscope was probably going to be something very different for Hitchcock.
I mean, he's changed film so drastically, and I feel like he has the intention of changing it again, but like by removing film from the picture. So I'm interested. I'm just interested to see what's going on. I mean, like by the trailer, there's nothing to the trailer.
No,
there's no dialogue or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's just it's basically just words with like it's very scratchy looking and there's some colors going on. There's really nothing there, but the idea could work. Like it could. I don't know.
Yeah. No,
he's had some duds.
Yeah.
But he's made like over 100 films, so it doesn't surprise me.
It says it is a 2018 Swiss avant-garde horror essay. Wow, essay film directed by Jean-Luc Godard. That's crazy. I have no idea. It kind of gives me like a weird Cure for Insomnia vibe because it's just a collection of films. I don't know. I hope there's a part of me that loves this type of stuff, but then there's a part of me that's like, this looks like it might be brutal to sit through.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of long. I think it's 75 minutes. So. And
which doesn't sound like that's very long, but when it's nothing, or when it's like just a collection of images, that might be too long. But we don't know. But
that's why we get to watch it in our house, because just in case you want to pause it.
So, yeah, that's very true. But it's made by a legend, so I feel like an obligation to see it, somehow.
Yeah, there's an obligation there. For me, at least.
So, we might not even really get a chance to even see this film anywhere. Who knows? Because I don't think this is not going to be released anywhere. I don't know where.
I might have to watch it on my computer, honestly.
Yeah, I don't know how we would even see it. But if I do run across it, I would probably have to add that to my list because it's Godard,
Yeah.
How can you say no? You can't! You can't say no! T-Kettle?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Say no to a legend?
And it's funny because we were just talking outside of the podcast the other day. I told him that my New Year's resolution was to watch more worldly classics, in particular...
From a single filmmaker.
I want to finish a filmography of a filmmaker. There's no way I'd finish his in a year. There's no way.
No.
But there are some other ones. But I mean, I would definitely want to see more of his work too, sprinkled in throughout there.
Yeah, for sure. My resolution is to get more into Golden Age films, which I do. I've seen Golden Age films and stuff like that, but
there's a lot out there.
Yeah, there's a lot out there, and
most of them don't even exist now. Like if you go to a year in films, like 1926, and then you look through every single movie.
Yeah,
most of those movies don't have a thing to click on because those movies literally don't exist anymore.
They don't exist anymore because they were pumped out, dude. It was crazy.
Yeah,
how much they were pumped out too.
They're just a name on a manifest.
Yeah, pretty much. So we'll see. All right, let's talk about the last trailer here. This trailer got me excited. Even though I've had my discrepancies with the director on some of his views on certain movies. Dan Gilroy's new film, Velvet Buzzsaw, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. For those of you who don't know, Dan Gilroy is the writer-director of Nightcrawler, one of my favorite films that year. Totally snubbed, by the way. He should have won an Oscar for that performance. Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah, he was transformative.
He was transformative in that movie. This is Dan Gilroy's new psychological horror thriller.
With Jake Gyllenhaal.
And
Renee Russo.
That's actually Dan Gilroy's wife, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Renee Russo, she played Thor's mom in the Thor movies. Uh-oh! Sorry, I'm bitter.
Oh, yeah. I see what you're saying now. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Funny.
Actually, James Gunn, dude, it started to break up, but when Dan Gilroy came out with that comment, saying that superhero films are ruining Hollywood, James Gunn, it was kind of a little petty, but I was like, you go, James Gunn. James Gunn was like, it's kind of hard. It's kind of funny that you're dissing on superhero films when your wife was Thor's mom. And I'm like, yes! Yes, James Gunn!
It's so hype. But I'm down for this movie.
Dude, I'm down for it, too.
I was into it before the change of direction. I was like, this is cool.
This is like a cool satire on like the modern art world.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even to the point where Jake Gyllenhaal looks like Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
Like, he looks like Andy Warhol. He does. So it's a total satire on the art world. And
I was loving the commentary.
Me too. Because the art world is ridiculous sometimes. Yeah. And, but one thing that we do have a difference of opinion, though, on this trailer. We were watching the trailer again yesterday, and you said the trailer showed too much.
It showed too much, so I stopped it for a friend. Yeah. And he's like, I'm interested.
I think this trailer is actually misleading.
Okay, even if it's misleading, though, you can't deny that those are going to be the climatic moments of the movie.
Yeah, but, I mean, I don't know, though. I feel like this trailer the movie could be a totally different thing altogether, because the trailer sort of turns into a horror film, where it's in the trailer, so the paintings come to life and, like, start killing people, whatever. Mm-hmm. I don't think that's actually going to happen at all. I think that's going to be, like, some type of, again, art thing where, like, it's all psychological, and maybe these people are dying, maybe they're not. These people probably don't even die in the movie. Maybe it's just like something that they're thinking of,
Sure.
Maybe you're going into the paintings and seeing what the paintings represent.
I don't know how. It'd be interesting to see how that would be pulled off. Mm-hmm. But I mean, I wouldn't put it past you. Again, I just feel like these are the climatic moments of the movie.
Yeah, I feel like
the hooks.
Yeah, that's true. But I feel like the film. I feel like it could take itself in a totally different direction than what the trailer gave you. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, who knows, maybe those like scenes that are like portrayed as like horror films, maybe they're not even that scary in like the actual movie. Maybe they're just meant to be something else. Because Dan Gilroy, he's not very conventional with that. And I don't think he would make a conventional movie where this guy's paintings are actually killing people. I think there's going to be something about like this guy's art that sort of drives people crazy, maybe, but not like literally. Who knows?
Drives people crazy for it.
Yeah. And it's a commentary on like our lust for art and stuff, and people's obsession with it. Uh-huh. Who knows? But it looks fantastic, and it looks kind of funny too. There's some dark comedy in there. That's like there's an art installation that kills people in the trailer, and everyone's like lying dead around it, and then people like taking pictures of it, thinking it's part of the installation. They're like, whoa! Like. It reminds me, that's modern art, dude. That is straight up modern art. Modern art is garbage.
That was like the beginning of Nocturnal Animals.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Dude, I'm telling you, dude. Modern art is... I just went to an art gallery yesterday. I'm not even joking. Okay. I saw some amazing artwork there, dude. Amazing. I saw an art, like a painting, that was $175,000 to buy.
Really?
Yeah, and it was beautiful. It looked like a photograph because of how detailed it was and how amazing it was. And then you get these people who are like, look at this giant sphere in the middle of the room. Oh yeah, that's like $10 million. It's like, what? I'm gonna splatter paint on, I'm not even gonna name it. Drip number 9, boom.
Drip number 9. That's
what Jackson Pollock would do. A lot of his titles or a lot of his works are just untitled because he would just splatter paint, done. Not to diss Jackson Pollock, but come on, dude.
And would he even remember that he did that specific thing?
No, because he made like hundreds of them at a time, dude. Like, I'm telling you, dude. Like, then you got people like Da Vinci and like Michelangelo. Like, look at the Sistine Chapel, dude. That is art, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that's like, whoa. That takes talent, I'm not saying Jackson Pollock is not talented or modern artists aren't talented, but some of it's fucking ridiculous.
There's always going to be some that are like good, some that are bad.
Yeah, but like modern... I
feel like we're in the minimalist age.
Yeah, that's the thing. Modern art is like, I'm going to get a 24 by 15 foot canvas, right? And I'm going to paint, it's white and stuff, but I'm going to paint a little red square right in the middle. $10 million, modern art. I'm like, no, dude. No.
You know what's art?
What?
That's art.
That's art right there.
Hell yeah.
Movie posters are legit art, dude.
They're great.
Love movie posters. I wanted to get books on movie posters. But, yeah, dude. Anyway, this film looks really good.
Yeah, man.
And again, it's a Netflix film. So Netflix, there's like a two-sided coin here, man. There's a two-sided coin to the Netflix thing.
Yeah.
It's like they're pumping out garbage, but then they're getting some really good filmmakers to do some good stuff for it, man.
Yeah, but the stats aren't very good, though.
No, they're
not. We've
not.
talked about, 3 Netflix movies?
Yeah.
And one of them is good?
Yeah.
So that's a 33% chance of them being good.
That's true. That's true. Mm-hmm.
We'll wait and see.
We'll wait and see.
I'm not writing anything off.
Me neither. I hope it's great. Looks great. Boom. There you go.
Is it list time?
Is list time. List time.
So we never got to say what we were doing, and we should probably get in the habit of doing that by the end of the podcast.
Yeah.
But now that we already, we just started talking, we never, talked about this beforehand, so now you're going to have to think of something. But I got to choose, and bless you.
Thank you.
And I kind of regret my decision. It was a loose end.
Yes, it was.
It was a plot line that we just never finished yet.
Yeah.
But it was a very hard list to do.
It was
the hardest list yet.
Yes,
and it is top 5 actresses.
Yes, and it's kind of sad that this was so hard for us. But
it really is.
I don't know why actors was so easy and actresses was so hard for me. I really don't know why.
Okay. I honestly know why. For me,
yeah,
it's because I'm missing a big gap of movies.
That's true.
Which is unfortunate.
That's true. I have not seen a lot of Golden Age films. I mean, I have, but I haven't. Not as much as you. And
still, it was hard for me to make the list.
Yeah.
So
all I know is that there are some Golden Age actresses on my list that are like, okay, I want to put them on the list because I know their status, but I haven't seen most of their films.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing, though. So. Just describe your list real quick, because
describe my list.
Just describe it. What was your mentality going into the list? Because
my mentality, I didn't know. Honestly, I knew what number 1 was going to be, and then I was just like, oh, just figure it out.
Yeah.
But what I ended up with was not what I expected when I had thought of the list.
Yeah.
Dang.
Okay, the thing with my list is this. I kind of half-assed it. Because a lot of these actresses I put, especially on my honorable mentions, I honestly just put on there because of their status. I'm going to be 100% honest with you. There are some actresses on here where I can't even recall a single film that they've done.
Ooh.
But that's for my honorable mentions, not for my actual list.
Okay.
But for my honorable mentions, I'm just like, okay, I know their status. My dad used to rave about them because my dad was alive during the golden age of cinema, So my dad used to rave about these actresses, and I know their status, and I know how much of an iconic, figure they've become in Hollywood and outside of Hollywood. So I'm going to mention them because I feel like I would be doing them a disservice if I didn't mention them. But I am not going to put up a front and say I know their filmography, I know their acting technique, I know anything about them. I'm not going to put up that front. I'm not going to be a poser like that and pretend like I know stuff. I'm being real with you guys. I'm very ignorant toward a lot of these actresses. I'm just being real. So especially, but
yeah, and we took a while to get to the list. I got to the list yesterday. It's been a busy week, so
same. I just kind of had to.
So
I mean,
it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be interesting. I do have a lot of honorable mentions though.
But I gotta say, every single one of these people that I'm about to mention, they're great.
Yeah, they're great. I'm not disputing that at all. Because what I did, I tried to do the same thing I did with the actors last time, where I had 2 Golden Age, 2 Modern Age, and 1 that sort of bridged the gap. But even that was very difficult for me. I think I did that. I actually did think I did that pretty well, but I don't know. We'll have to see. All right. Who are your honorable mentions? You got any?
Yeah, I got 3.
I got a lot.
I got 4.
You got 4? Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. Who's your first one?
Elizabeth Taylor. Her performance in Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf is savage. She's the queen of instigating and antagonizing. It's a look at the long-lasting happy couple in all its glory. And I have quotes around that because there's not happy at all.
See, I remember seeing her in Cleopatra, and I can't really remember seeing her in anything else, to be honest with you.
It's a 4-hour film.
Yes, it was kind of brutal, but what can you do? All right, I'm just going to list off a couple here. Vivian Leigh, Bette Davis. Rita Hayworth is actually one of my favorite actresses. I actually love her. I don't know why I didn't put her on my list, but I don't think I've seen enough from her to really put her on the list, even though she is great. Audrey Hepburn, Cate Blanchett, Charlize Theron, Dame Judi Dench, Grace Kelly, and the last one here that I'm going to mention before I take it over to you again is this is kind of a controversial pick. I know she's not that great of an actress. Mm-hmm. I know that.
Okay.
But
it's a personal list.
She's iconic, though. She is iconic. She's an iconic figure to this day. So she might not be that great of an actress.
You're building this up.
But she's iconic, and you can't not mention her, and that's Marilyn Monroe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'll just say it.
Yeah.
I have her on the list as well, the honorable mentions.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, she's great.
Yeah.
She's very charming.
Some like it hot. Gentlemen prefer blonde.
She's very charming, and she's funny when she needs to be.
And she's smart. I think she was smarter in real life than she was portrayed in movies, especially,
Yeah.
So, anyway, but yeah, a lot of people say, oh, she was just a one-note actress, blah, blah, blah. But she's iconic. You can't...
the movie wasn't even really about her, Some Like It Hot, but she stole the show in every scene she was in.
Yeah, for sure. All right, mine, I'm just going to list a couple more here. Anne Hathaway, Lauren Bacall, Greta Garbo, Doris Day, Kim Novak, Sophia Loren, Judy Garland. Anyone else you got?
Katharine Hepburn.
Nice.
And Julianne Moore.
Yep. Okay, cool. And mine is Shirley Temple, classic child actress. She's great. Ava Gardner, Joan Crawford, Scarlett Johansson, Kate Winslet, Natalie Wood, and Patricia Clarkson.
Dang, you got a whole list.
Yeah.
You got a squad.
Mm-hmm.
Is that your whole thing?
That's my whole honorable mentions.
All right, so who wants to do start?
Let's show you. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Get it.
All right. Number 5, baby, is, again, I'm not going to put up a front, guys. I've only seen a handful of films. By handful, I mean like one. That's Ingmar Bergman.
Ingrid Bergman?
Yes.
Guess what?
Yeah.
That's my number 5.
No fucking way!
That's my number 5.
Sorry. I got the director in my head for a second. Ingmar Bergman. Yeah, I meant Ingrid Bergman. I got the director.
Yep. So that's okay. We can tackle this together. I guess.
For sure. Her performance in Casablanca, dude, that's what put her on my list, bro. Because Casablanca is one of my favorite films. Amazing. Her freaking performance in that is like... I almost used a very bad adjective. I don't want to say that, but it was amazing. I almost said orgasmic, but I didn't want to say that. I don't know why, because it's just that good. It's that good. She is that good of an actress, dude.
That's funny. Mm-hmm. So I did the whole Took Notice movie that sealed the deal like I did before. Mm-hmm. I took notice with Bells of St. Mary's, which I talked about with the Christmas episode.
Never seen it.
Bergman played an elegant nun with a bit of a devilish side behind closed doors, helping her kids in any way possible. She, at one point, learned how to box in the movie, and she was pretty good at it.
Oh, wow.
To teach a kid how to defend himself.
Yeah. And she was in Notorious, too, and that's a Hitchcock film I haven't seen, and he's my favorite director, so I definitely gotta,
give a shout out.
Get a shout out.
So the movie that sealed the deal is obviously Casablanca. Behind every tough guy facade is a woman. The femme fatale Bergman plays isn't a woman who physically harms him, but the woman who leaves him broken. Her performance redefined the femme fatale as a complex character in its own right, a caring soul, perhaps misunderstood.
Dang.
She's great.
Yeah. Actually, I'm looking her up right now. She's done a lot of films with Hitchcock.
She was married to, Roberto Rossellini?
Yeah.
He's an Italian neorealist filmmaker.
Yeah, I know him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's insane. She was in Spellbound, Notorious, and Under Capricorn. All freaking films of Hitchcock. Yeah, but Stromboli was when she met Roberto Rossellini, I think, right? Something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm looking her up right now and being real with you guys. But the point is, I saw her in Casablanca, and I'm like, yes. All right. Let's do it.
No, you started off.
Number 4, again, I try to do 2 Golden Age, 2 Modern Age. And 1 to bridge the gap. Here's the 1 to bridge the gap. That's Meryl Streep.
Okay.
Yeah. I know we talked about her yesterday. You said you haven't really seen a lot of her films.
The best ones.
The best ones. I have seen her films. Kramer versus Kramer. Yep. Absolutely amazing. Even films that aren't good, like Mamma Mia. That's a garbage film, but she's the best part in it. No offense to the people of Mamma Mia, but she's the best part in it. Even Julia and Julia. What was the year she was nominated for an Academy Award for Best Actress, but she was nominated twice in the same year.
I don't know.
Like, she was 2 of the nominees for 2 different films in the same year. And Julie and Julia was one of them. Can't remember. But even in The Post, she was absolutely amazing in that.
Yeah, she was good in that.
She does some cameo work too, like in Mary Poppins. She has a cameo and it's absolutely amazing. She steals the show, and she's just fun. She just seems like a fun person.
Yeah, no, she's great. I just wish I had seen more.
Yeah, like something like Sophie's Choice and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, how many times has she been nominated?
21.
21 times?
Yes.
Holy crap!
The most.
Holy.
She's won 3, and the max is 4. That's been given out. Katharine Hepburn got that.
Oh my god, dude. That's insane.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude. No, she's great. She's great. What can you say?
Yeah. You ready for my number 4?
Yeah, what's your number 4?
My number 4
Meryl
is
Streep.
Liv Ullmann. I took notice from Shame. She's in Ingmar Bergman films.
Okay, I'm be honest with you.
A ton of them.
To be honest with you, I don't know who that is. Liv Ullmann.
She was married to him.
Oh wow.
Movie that sealed the deal was Passionate Anna. That's 2 movies from a trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
Her talent comes from channeling Bergman's desire to translate conscious thought into speech.
Mm-hmm.
Both these titles handle their psyche analysis with sporadic introspection, coming off robotic and alien in pattern.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a tough. It's not a tough accomplishment, and it's not something Wait, why did I say it's not? It's a tough accomplishment, and not everyone is able to do that. Mm-hmm. Like, I think that's where her talent lies.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm done. I took a long time on this list for it to be, like, not my best work. It's like, kind of weird.
No, I got you.
It was a very exhausting night.
It was,
That's why I invited him over at, like, midnight. I'm like, please come over. I've been on my computer all day.
Yeah.
And we ended up watching a movie.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, this list is not prime. I'm being real.
It's not prime.
It's not prime.
I'm sorry to do that to you.
It's all good. This will probably happen a lot. You know, we got our on days and off days. It's a little bit of an off day.
I have an idea for our next list when I get to pick, and it's gonna be good.
Okay.
It's gonna be a real easy one for us.
Okay, good. Anything more you got to say about Liv Ullmann, or?
No, she's just great.
All right, my number 3 is a modern actress. I think she's probably one of the best modern actresses of our time right now. I like her realism in her roles, and that's Amy Adams.
Okay.
I really like Amy Adams. I think she is the best actress right now. Her and Cate Blanchett are very close for me, and I guess Charlize Theron as well. But in terms of modern actresses, I really feel like she just, I don't know. There's something naturalistic about her that I really like.
I feel that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's prime.
She would have been a good choice for my number 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
Yeah. So there it is. That's all I got to really say. She's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So my number 3 is a modern one too, and it's actually gonna surprise you. But I find her becoming like a selling point for a lot of movies.
Can I guess what it is?
Go for it.
Is it Scarlett Johansson?
No.
Okay.
But it's a good guess.
Yeah.
Jessica Chastain.
She is great. She's great.
I took notice with the disappearance of Eleanor Rigby, a fallen relationship due to a lost. Examining each side of the story carefully. James McAvoy's side is good, but Chastain is heavy, balanced with a strong performance. Movie that sealed the deal. I hate to do this to you, dude. It's Interstellar, dude.
I don't hate Interstellar for the last time.
Just hear me out.
Yeah.
Putting my love for the film aside, Chastain's relationship and grudge with her father is mostly the reason it's so emotional to me. With the light year distance between them, it still becomes the down-to-earth drama that secures all the feels, dude. Nice. It's the pivotal thing in that movie.
Nice. I gotta start writing shit down like you. I gotta start writing this shit down, dude, because like...
Thought you were an actor, man. I thought you just memorized the lines.
I do for the most part, but this list definitely required some writing. Damn. Yeah. All right, is it my number 2?
You can all see how much pain we're in right now.
That's right. I know. This is
and
tough.
We have so much love for all these people.
This is tough. Now this one I do have somewhat of a passion for, but I feel like I'm a hypocrite because I haven't really seen any of her films. But this girl needs to be mentioned. She needs to be mentioned. She's a legend who gets overlooked, and it pisses me off.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Janet Leigh?
No. That would have been I'll put her on my honorable mentions, Janet Leigh, because I'm a huge Psycho fan too. No, my number 2 is Mary Pickford.
Okay.
Do you know who Mary Pickford is? Mary Pickford is like the actress, bro. She was the like first actress. Her career spans 50 years. She was the co-founder of Pickford Fairbanks Studio, along with Douglas Fairbanks, and she was one of the original people who founded United Artists with Douglas Fairbanks and Charlie Chaplin and D.W. Griffith. And she's one of the original 36 founders of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences.
What's she been in?
Let's see. I'm on the Wikipedia right now. She's like a silent film actress.
Okay.
But she also did some sound role. As a matter of fact, she is the second woman ever to win Best Actress at the Oscars. So, this woman has a legacy. Let's see here. I'm just going to look at her filmography here. Dude, her career spans 50 years, dude. Holy crap. There's a lot here, man. She's known as like the girl with the curls. You ever heard the girl with the curls?
No.
Okay, well, let's see here.
I suck, dude.
She's been in Love Happy, Sleep My Love, Little Iodine, The Gay Desperado, One Happy Afternoon, Secrets, Kiki, The Taming of the Shrew from 1929. These are United Artists films. Okay. And then Coquette, or Coquette? I don't even know. Point is, this woman is a legend. Like I said, she's like the second. She was the second ever Best Actress winner for her sound film role in Coquette. She also received an honorary award in 1976. She was known as like the girl with the curls. Also, she was so influential in the 1910s and the 1920s. She earned the nickname the Queen of Hollywood, and is often, it even says this on Wikipedia. It says she is credited as having defined the what the hell is these words, dude? What is this? She defined the female archetype in cinema, is what it says here. She is credited as having defined the female archetype in cinema. She is literally a legend of the industry, dude. She's a legend. And she's, the Queen of Hollywood. So, of course you gotta freaking put her in here. Yeah. I wish I could pay tribute to her better, but I'm tired. I'm sweaty. I
was thinking about giving some credit to Falconetti for her performance in Passion of
Joan of Arc. Yeah. No, I got you. So, but yeah, Mary Pickford is like the first actress, like she defined the archetype of what actresses like today follow. So that's her.
So she sounds very deserving.
She's very deserving, and she's very friggin' underrated, dude.
My number 2. It's Shirley MacLaine.
Nice.
Took notice from The Apartment. Despite implications in the film, MacLaine was warm and kind. She it was described by critics as a dirty fairy tale. The relationship between MacLaine and Lemon was too tender to have that be the first thing that crosses your mind when you recollect the film. Yeah. Yeah, it's just beautiful. I love that film. Yeah. And movie that sealed the deal, Terms of Endearment, which we just talked about. Yeah. A character study between mother and daughter in a world where history repeats itself. MacLaine has put up many barriers in an attempt to shoo off suitors like Nicholson. God, he is fun to watch in that movie. Yeah. It's delightful watching them be dismantled, those barriers. Yeah, she's wonderful. That's awesome. Her. And she still does stuff. So
yeah, she does. Yeah, dude. Okay. My number 1, again, I didn't want to be a poser and act like I knew more than I did. I obviously don't. This list sucks for me. And
I can see how painful it is.
It is painful. I'm trying to bring more depth to my answers, but for some reason I can't. I don't know what that says about our relationship, of how we view actors versus actresses. Maybe I'm looking too far into it. I don't know. But for some reason...
that's definitely crossed my mind, which is unfortunate.
Yeah, same here. It's like, why is this so hard for me? What does that say about me? Why am I not noticing these amazing actresses? I don't know. I'm just being real with you. This is a modern actress. I've seen a lot of her filmography, so she has to be number 1 because even though I love Ingrid Bergman, and she's probably like a better actress, I've only seen like one real film from Ingrid Bergman,
No, it's a personal list.
So it's a personal list. And that's Emily Blunt.
Okay.
I love Emily Blunt, dude. I like her naturalistic approach to acting. She really inhabits the role, and she usually gets lost behind the role. And she can play anything like Mary Poppins, who's like a very joyous, very like loving person, and still bring her own spin to it. Like she wasn't just a Julie Andrews copy. She really did bring her own sensibility to it, which was amazing. But then she can go and do something like Live, Die, Repeat, or Edge of Tomorrow, as it's also called, and like kill it as like an action hero, you know? Or she can be a loving mother, like in A Quiet Place, you know? She kills it, dude. And that scene in A Quiet Place in the bathtub, you know, that really intense scene, apparently that was one take. She did that in one take. She is such a great actress. And I feel like, and this is going to sound terrible, but when it comes to, I don't know why, but when it comes to actresses, I feel like when I see her name on a poster or something, I'm like, yeah, that's dope. She's the one I'm like.
She's the selling point.
She's the selling point. She's like a real selling point for me. Even Meryl Streep, who I love, isn't really a huge selling point for me. You know, but Emily Blunt, huge selling point for me. I'm like, okay, I got to take a look at this film now, you know?
Yeah.
So,
and maybe that'll change one day once we, have seen more of the films that Meryl Streep has done. Yeah,
exactly. See most of these films. I'm not saying Emily Blunt's better than Vivian Leigh or Bette Davis or Rita Hayworth or Judy Garland or anybody, but I've seen more films by Emily Blunt than all those actresses, and that's unfortunate, but that's just the truth for me. So that's my list, and I hate this list. Not your fault, because I was expecting to do this list. I even brought it up. I'm like, we should do the top 5 actresses as well. Yeah. But it's not your fault.
I didn't think it was going to be this hard.
It was very hard.
Let me tell you something. This was not a hard choice to pick number 1.
Number 1?
You should know what number 1 is.
Is it a Golden Age actress?
Yeah, I preach her name all the time. You even said it was in your honorable mention.
Oh, did I? Let me look.
I adore her. She's my favorite.
Audrey Hepburn?
Yes!
I knew it.
She's my girl.
She's great.
And the reason she's my girl is because of one movie in particular, but she's been great in so many other things. It's Roman Holiday, dude. Mm-hmm. She was so sweet, adorable, and funny when she needed to be. Upstaged Gregory Peck to the point where he said her name should be the first name on the title card. This is her movie. Uh-huh. That's what he said, and that's wonderful.
That's awesome.
The kind of likability you can't help but fall in love with. The ending is so perfect. Top 5 endings, partially due to the both performances. It's such a. We're gonna watch that movie at some point.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make you.
Yeah, I'm down.
You're gonna love it.
I'm down.
You're gonna love it. Mm-hmm. The movie that sealed the deal was actually it's kind of a weird choice. Okay. It's Funny Face. It's a musical with Fred Astaire. Mm-hmm. A movie about being more than just a face. A movie celebrating a person's substance with great musical numbers. The chemistry between Astaire and Hepburn wasn't perfect, but she still was. One of the finest choreography moments in musicals finds Hepburn dancing in an almost Dada movement and an exotic Paris club. It's one of the best It's one of my favorite musical numbers.
It's dope.
It's so good.
You know that art gallery I was at yesterday?
Uh-huh.
They had an Audrey Hepburn painting.
Really?
Yeah, and it was dope. It was quote unquote only $475.
Okay.
Quote unquote.
What was it of though?
Oh, it was her breakfast at Tiffany's. Oh, breakfast. But it was like a.
That's a great movie too.
It was like a silhouette kind of. It was like a black and white contrast silhouette kind of thing. It's hard to explain. You'd have to look at it, but it was funny because that was actually they had half off prices, but then they had half off their half off prices. Mm-hmm. So triple $475, and that's what the original price was.
Interesting.
Of that painting. So.
I would have bought it.
Yeah, it was. If I had money, I would have bought it.
Even though it's not my favorite movie of hers.
They had some dope ones. They had a Clint Eastwood one, like a photo. They had Audrey Hepburn, and they had a really sick Marilyn Monroe one. That one was freaking awesome. That one was cool. I wanted that. I was like, I want to take this home, but again, it was like $1,000. So I'm like, damn. All right.
Wow, so
that was our list. Holy crap.
Our list, kind of.
That was bad. That was a bad list.
Whew.
That was
getting warm in here. You know what I mean?
You know,
turn on the fan.
The cane's gonna come out. You know the cane.
Just pull us away.
Pull us away. Oh boy.
Well, at least the next segment won't be difficult for us, or it shouldn't be.
No, and that's recently seen.
And you only saw 2 movies, right?
Yes.
Which I had participated in both. I saw 2 additional ones.
All right, well, we'll talk about those 2 additional ones.
Talk about them?
Yeah. If you want, or if you don't want.
I'll talk about one, then we'll talk about one, then I'll talk about one, then we'll talk about one. How's
okay, yeah, sure.
All right, so this movie would have been on my list last year.
Okay.
Shirkers. It's a documentary about Sandy Tan's attempt to make the greatest movie Singapore had ever seen. Mm-hmm. But due to unfortunate circumstances, the footage was lost to a person of cinematic mystery. That character is very strange.
Really?
And it's a personal film from front to back, serving as a recollection of memories with naivety and innocence in the monologue, the losing of one's youth to an enigmatic force, and a time capsule for Sandy. And it's very relatable.
Yeah. I started it, but I didn't fich it.
As a film people, and we've started projects before and have not finished them. There's a relatability, especially for us.
Shit, dude, I've lost. You know how many projects I've lost?
Oh,
dude?
yeah, and then
holy crap!
That one project or the project that you lost all the recording of, dude. That's heartbreaking.
Yeah, dude, it is heartbreaking. So maybe I should,
You should definitely check this movie out.
I started it, but I think I started at like 4 a.m, and I got 20 minutes in, and I'm like, I gotta go to sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The execution is like a replication of the film's sensibilities, and additionally plays clips from the movie. Mm. The focus does shift for too long analyzing a certain character. It just removes you from Sandy's struggle for too long, and it minimizes the sympathetic angle. It does redeem itself, though, with that, because it acknowledges the ending to this thread is kind of similar to a moment in Blow Up.
Okay.
So they do kind of use it to its advantage.
Yeah.
Based on the footage seen of Shirkers, it felt like a metaphysical Tarkovsky. It's like a mood piece, less fragmented but abstract in storytelling. Okay. At the very least, we got this documentary to document the relatable hardships of having an incomplete project out of your hands. Mm-hmm. This editing from Sandy, it's amazing too. It finds an obsession with moving backwards because moving forward it's not always that easy.
Dang.
It's a great movie.
Check it out.
I'm giving it a high 8.
Damn, son. All right. Want to talk about the next film that we both saw?
Which one?
Personal Shopper.
Personal Shopper.
Personal Shopper.
Woo!
I loved it.
You loved it?
I loved it. I really liked it. Oh, I gave it 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5 stars out the gate. This film is ambiguous in its storytelling, but it's really well done. It's a really cool exploration of grief and loneliness and emptiness, and the cinematography and the production design really adds to that element of it. Yep. The film is, I called it in my Stardust review, it's endearingly frustrating.
Endearingly frustrating? Because I could feel that.
Because how ambiguous it is and how you can kind of interpret things on your own, and you're kind of left with wanting, I don't want to say wanting more, but you want the answers, and you want to look into it and come to your own conclusions so much. And sometimes you won't get those answers, or at least I didn't for some of it, but overall, I found it very interesting. Now, I'm going to say something you might not like here, but this is the truth. When I saw films like Under the Skin or Sorry to Bother You, like, they're fine films, but I didn't have much interest to really dive deep into them or, like, look into them.
That's fair.
With this film, I did. I had that interest. Like, I had the same thing about Tree of Life when I saw it, and I was like, I need to think about this film and look into it and analyze it and dissect the shit out of it.
You want to even the playing field? I felt the same way about your Eubank film.
Yeah.
But, I found myself discovering interpretations when I thought from a believer's point of view and a non-believer's. There's a similarity found between, like, religious faith and, like, faith in technology. So it's like, I definitely had to put myself in 2 different pairs of shoes for this film, and I definitely don't feel like I got everything out of it on one view, so I'm going to have to come back to it. Same. And I don't mind doing that.
Yeah. The only thing that's keeping this from a 5-star for me is there's some editing choices I felt like were very odd. One at the very end where this conversation kind of goes on too long, but it is kind of cool to listen to. But more than that is, this film feels the need to fade to black.
Dude, listen to this. What I wrote on.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not crazy about fades, but it uses it for every major time skip, acting like a film before jump cuts were invented, or perhaps using its darkness for an epiphany. Either way, it comes off sloppy when you start fading in the middle of a character's line.
Yeah, exactly. And I get it. For me though, I feel like he wanted to fade to black. He added all those fades to black just because he wanted to fade to white at the end. That is why I guarantee you, like, he's like, I want to fade to white at the end, but I want that contrast. You know, because if you know, who is it that just did a whole video about fading to white? Was it Now You
See It? Now You See It, probably.
Yeah, he did a whole video about what fading to white means and how it means, like, ambiguity in films and how you can kind of come to your own conclusion, and that's what fading to white means. And if that's true, which it probably is true, whatever, I feel like the director knew that, and he's like, I want to fade to white at the end, but I want it to be more obvious, so I wanted to fade to black throughout the film. And it's like, to me, I feel like you just wanted to set up that one thing at the end, and in doing that, it kind of hurt the film a little bit, in my personal opinion. It's still a good film. Very intriguing, art house, really liked it, really enjoyed it, but those fade to blacks, every time it would come up, I'd be like, dude, that's just unnecessary. You know?
Right, well, I'm not done with negatives.
Okay, give me some negatives.
So for me, the character introductions were always flat. They were always like, I work here, and now I work there.
Yeah.
And it's like, that wasn't the only time that's happened. There was multiple times.
Yeah.
There's always one... There's also one major reveal halfway through the movie that came off laughable to me, but it also just doesn't really make sense to me in the grand scheme of things.
Uh-huh.
It almost kind of contradicts later themes, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So,
but I feel
think
like
we both know what thing we're talking about.
Yeah, we do. I feel like this film balanced its different tonal genres well, though.
Very well.
And
for being like an art house film, it had that old fashioned techniques found in like supernatural horror, and like that has that like modernized techno thriller themes to it.
Yeah, there's a lot of themes and symbolism in this movie. It's very symbolism forward. Not as much as something like Tree of Life, which is all symbolism almost, but like this definitely requires a second viewing for me. And yeah, you're right. There are some plot threads that are sort of like abandoned, but maybe not plot threads, but like symbolic threads that are sort of abandoned throughout the film. But maybe if we watch it again, we'll find the significance of those things. Again, it's endearingly frustrating, and it's like I can't consider those things negatives because I feel like I would get more out of it the second time watching it. Overall, again, this is a 4 out of 5 for me.
I know you complimented the cinematography, but I just gotta say, it's great the way it like traps Maureen into every frame.
Yeah,
it's like she's inescapable from the lens, and like ironically, she plays like a character that is so distant from like her boss's spotlight.
Yeah.
So I mean, even the cinematography is saying something about the character, which
100%.
is another thing I really like. I mean, this applies to every film. But I have to say it for this film in particular that I'm gonna give it a high 8, but like it's definitely subject to change upon a rewatch.
Yeah, for sure. It can go either way for you, or
it can. I feel like it could go up more so than back.
Yeah, that's what I feel like too.
Yeah. So yeah, I was really digging that movie.
Me too. All right.
You getting a little sleepy on me?
No, I'm just not feeling it today, man. Not feeling it.
Yeah.
Not feeling it.
We set a strict schedule.
We did.
So we gotta stick with it.
That's right.
I'll take it from
I'm not expecting every podcast to be a winner, though. That's just unrealistic.
I'm gonna take it from here for a second.
Yeah, sure.
And I'm actually kind of passionate about this one.
Okay.
And it's kind of odd that I'm passionate about it.
All right.
But in a weird way, you'll see what I'm talking about. So I watched a documentary called Best of Enemies.
Never seen it.
I figured this would not be up your alley anyway.
I never even heard of it.
It's a debate between here I'll tell you who it's a debate film.
Okay.
In the right corner we have the edgy and sacrilegious Gore Vidal, and in the left corner the traditional goody-good William F. Buckley Jr.
Okay.
You remember they had this was like on ABC because it kind of touches up on the whole the television channels and which ones like dominated.
Yeah.
Back then, and ABC was the lowest of them, so they came to an idea to like have the two of them, who are very different on viewpoints and stuff, argue for 10 debates. So I describe it as like the most sophisticated bloodbath ever televised.
What are they debating?
They are debating just the world, politics, basically.
Really?
That's why it's not really your type of thing.
Okay.
These two people, they're perhaps the two best wordsmiths that ever lived. They articulate ideas preconceived and prodding each time the ball is in their court. It was so meticulous, yet it was like never rehearsed. I've never seen somebody like recall words so perfectly. It's crazy.
The Best of Enemies, you said?
The Best of Enemies. Every time they entered the ring, it was exhilarating. Too bad we didn't get enough of this. It was more context over content, which is kind of unfortunate.
Okay.
This is when I had a realization in the movie. Debate 9 functions so well as a cinematic hook. But then I came to the realization that this is just a moment of history with nothing to be gained, which is fucking frustrating. Now more than ever, we can use a dose of restraint and respect for the opposer. This might as well support the disconnect of disagreement, further segregating us anytime we need to, or in a time when we need to recongeal. We need to solidify. All we ever do after we set our point is walk away, because winning an argument is more important than keeping a civil relationship. Best of Enemies has an opportunity to take this event and spin it to a more substantial use, but instead it just ends with more salt thrown at the wound. At one point, it seemed like a party involved might have had regrets, but this movie isn't bold enough to say that this person made a mistake or whatever. It's not bold enough to speak on that party's behalf, which is probably the worst part about it. Okay. I mean, it's informative, don't get me wrong, and it's entertaining, but that's the end of the praise. Like, this movie could have been more, it should have been more, especially in this time when we constantly fucking argue. And I definitely thought of the argument that went on with the whole Stardust thing. The guy that just comes out of nowhere, and then he doesn't apologize. Instead, what does he do when he realizes that he's wrong? He just deletes the comment and then just leaves.
Yeah, and can I interject here for a second?
Sure.
I actually got into another debate recently, something totally different, and you're right, we live in like a post-apology world, you know, where someone like Trump never apologizes and people praise him, and it's almost like apologies don't mean anything anymore. You get all these stars and all these celebrities who do and say...
Or maybe they mean more than ever, and we just never hear them.
Yeah. But it's like a lot of people now, apology is not good enough for them. Anyway, I got into this argument with this girl. She's actually kind of influential on the internet. And it was about these stupid like year-end videos, these pretentious year-end videos filled with like fortune cookie philosophy. You know, they show like, it's basically like, hey, look how awesome I am type video. Okay. You know, and I told him, I'm like, these videos are pretentious. I'm like, they're obnoxiously self-absorbed, whatever. And then she like got kind of offended and like we went this back and forth. But then halfway through I realized like, wait a second, I'm just being that guy on Stardust who just came onto my shit for no reason and just started like fucking with me. So I'm not going to do that. So I legitimately looked at her points and she swayed me actually. She actually kind of changed my opinion a little bit on the whole thing. I still think those videos are stupid, but she actually like, and that's very rare to find someone who can admit they're wrong nowadays. I like to think I can, and I do. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I reread some of your counterpoints, and I'm like, I get where you're coming from, you know, sort of stuff. So she totally won that argument, and then I messaged her, and I'm like, yo, like I totally get your points. I get where you're coming from. There are worse things to post on the internet than this, so who am I to judge, blah, 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 blah. You know, apologize, whatever. And then she just doesn't say anything back to me either. It's like, of course, when I say you're full of shit, like she has like 5 paragraphs, but then when I admit my wrong, she just doesn't say anything.
Oh, that's why you were putting it like that.
Yeah, I did that.
You know what? Maybe she just hasn't gotten you yet. She's just got so many messages sift through.
Well, she liked my tweet about it, saying like I can see some of your points, whatever, and stuff like that. But I DM'd her and then she didn't respond or anything. It's just dumb. It's like you can defend your point to the death, but it's like people now, they don't apologize or they don't accept apology. And that's just something that's wrong with this world nowadays, you know? Yeah. And it really fucking annoys me. So I was definitely the bad guy in that scenario, but I admitted it and I apologized. So if
you don't accept the apology, there's no reason for us to change how we are.
Yeah, exactly. So we live in a post-apology world, and that's sad. It's a scary thing now. It's like, why apologize when what is that going to do? It's not going to do anything anymore.
Nothing. It's just empty words.
It's empty words to people, and that's sad.
So yeah, this movie, it could have been important. Could have had something good to say, but yeah, low 6.
Okay.
Low 6.
That was very unexpected.
You thought I was going to give it worse?
No. Well, when you started it sounded like you were kind of liking it.
Yeah, I was digging it up until I realized. You know, that's why I say always, like, an ending is paramount to the film.
And then it's kind of hollow, kind of.
Yeah, and that's really how it felt.
Mm-hmm. Well, that sucks.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about a film that we both saw yesterday then, shall we?
Which we've had no time to really think about, but I'll just say that I really liked it. We were talking about Blowout.
Blowout! Yeah, but Brian De Palma.
Yes.
Classic De Palma, dude. Like, the split diopter shots, classic slow motion, the 360 spin.
Yeah, that spatial awareness.
Yeah,
Ooh,
that's some classic,
so
classic De Palma, dude. Like, the compositions that De Palma comes up with is, like, insane sometimes. And this is a total...
Really...
Go ahead.
I was just going to say, it's really good tracking shot, too.
Yes, that, too. He's such a tribute filmmaker, dude. And that's a soft spot for me. Like, this is obviously a tribute to Blow Up, as you said.
Yeah, Blow Up and The Conversation.
Yeah.
It's like the popcorn flick conversation, but, like, in a respecting way. Like, I mean it with respect.
Yeah. I mean, that's what De Palma does. He always pays tribute to, like, Hitchcock and Psycho and, like, all these other old films that he just loved and grew up loving. Mm-hmm. And, this is... This is a good movie.
What he does and what he specializes in, he takes something that is cinematic and extends that even further.
Yeah. By
doing stuff, he just really takes advantage of the two dimension of the screen.
And for those of you who don't know, this movie stars John Travolta, who is a sound effects editor for movies, like B horror films.
Yep.
And one day when he's going out collecting ambient noises for like wind and stuff like that, he basically witnesses, like he's an ear witness, which was a good line.
And records.
And records a murder that happens.
Yes.
Or is it a murder?
Is it a murder?
Or is it a murder?
It's a conspiracy thriller.
It's a conspiracy thriller. And it's really well done. But there are some parts, there are some negatives in there that keep it like from being a real like great film to me. I think it's a good film. I don't think it's a great film, personally.
See, I think it's a great film.
I gave it 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
That's what I would give it. It's a good film, don't get me wrong. Some good acting from Travolta, but then there is some really not good acting from Nancy Allen. And that's like that's probably just kind of a reflection of what, unfortunately, women were kind of treated like during that time, and women actresses, and what the parts women were getting, which are not very smart parts. A lot of times, but I don't know, maybe I'm just talking out of my ass here, but I just did not like her character. I found her super annoying, and I think that was unintentional. I think we were supposed to feel for her, but I didn't, in all honesty. And then there's something that happens to the character, and I'm like,
perhaps that's true, that we were supposed to, or something like that. Mm-hmm. I don't think they did put enough effort into that.
Yeah, there's also some loose plot threads. Like, there's a thing that's introduced of, like, a political conspiracy, that there's a political aspect to everything going on, but that's never really resolved, that aspect of it.
That's a fair criticism, and I can see where people are coming from with that, but I think by the end of the movie, it's not supposed to matter. It's supposed to be about John Travolta.
Yeah.
What he had to go through with this whole thing.
I guess I viewed it more as like the many moving parts of this conspiracy. And I was expecting a tighter bow at the end of it. And I didn't get
what happens is it starts off as a conspiracy thriller, and then it kind of becomes a psychological one by the end of it.
You're right. It becomes a different film than what it starts out as. And I don't know. I view that as a slight negative, personally, because I was so invested in the beginning part of it.
Yeah.
Overall, though, it's a decent film. I mean, it's a good film. Again, 3.5 out of 5 is not a bad rating.
It's not.
But I've seen better De Palma films, so.
Okay, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't like it too... Okay, I do like it more than you, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think the only negative for me is the whole Nancy Allen thing. I just don't think that they wrote her character...
Yeah, she's probably a good actress, just not in that role.
To give them chemistry whatsoever. And I honestly do think that Travolta did salvage those moments. He kind of balanced it out. Because he's so cool, and he's kind of likable, and I don't know what the fuck happened between then and now.
Yeah, dude.
He was like the king in the 70s.
Yeah, he was so cool.
He had Grease. He had Saturday Night Fever.
Yeah,
which,
he was
I'm not crazy about, but everybody else.
Yeah, no, he was the cool guy. He was the guy.
He was the guy.
And then he just not anymore. That's really sad what happened to him.
Yeah, so I can even tolerate those moments. Mm-hmm. I can even tolerate those moments. I was really really about this movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of a movie about making movies in a way.
Yeah, in a way, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Quentin Tarantino loves this film. I read.
He adores this film.
Yeah, he loves it so much.
That's why he put John Travolta in Pulp Fiction. He's like, I know, I've seen you, what you can do. I want to make people be able to see that.
He put, I think he put music from Blow Up in Death Proof. I think, like he just
from Blowout.
From Blowout, yeah, sorry, Blowout. Yeah, he used Blowout in music from Blowout in Death Proof.
Yes.
So.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I really like the film. I'd give it a high 8 as well.
Oh wow, really? Dang,
probably like a lower spec. Like I'd probably say I like Personal Shopper. I'd probably even say I like Shirkers more.
Yeah.
But
no, I got you.
It's still a great movie.
It's always cool to see films from Film School Brats. The Film School Brats, you know, that's for those of you who don't know, Film School Brats is with Spielberg, Lucas, Coppola, Scorsese, and De Palma, right? That's all of them.
There you go.
And they're all fantastic. And
they're the boys.
They're the boys. Yeah. I was never bored with this film. Never
bored. Yeah, that's another thing.
It was great. It was great. But just not that great to me.
Fair enough.
Again, I know he's a legend, but if I'm not gonna, praise a film just because a legend made it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Yeah.
That's big of you.
Yes. Because I see that all the time. They're like, oh, it's amazing because Christopher Nolan did it or whoever, Spielberg did it. And I'm like, no, I love those guys too, but I'm not going to lie and say I liked the film,
More than you did.
Yeah.
So, that's the end of it, right?
That's the end of it.
That's the end of it.
Thank God. Yeah. Woo! You know what? I will say this, though. Like, this might not have been our best podcast, but this was way better than episode 5. I'm going to tell you.
What was episode 5?
Episode 5 was the worst podcast we've ever done.
Which one was that?
It was the one where I had to leave for California the next morning, and we just had to rush something out. We didn't have, any news or anything to talk about, so we just,
Oh, that was the one where you were trying to, play games and stuff?
Yeah. That one was not... But games are fine. We should play games, but just... We're like, what game should we do? And then we were just coming up with it.
I feel like there's probably a lot of empty air on that episode.
There was. That was what made it not great. There was too much empty air.
Which we were kind of doing an experiment with that episode, if I remember correctly.
Yeah,
we were should we plan something before we start, or should we just wing it? And I think I agreed, we should just wing it.
Yeah,
that was a bad decision on my part.
No, it's fine. But then episode 6, though, the next episode...
was great.
Was our best episode until the best of the year.
Yeah, best of the year was real good. I loved it.
Episode 6 was our top 5 Halloween films, right? No, it was top 10 Halloween films. And
it was a whole episode or something like that. Yeah,
something like that. And that was our best episode until our best of the year, which was to this day our best episode. So, all right.
I want to recapture that magic so bad.
Yeah, but I don't know. I've been looking up podcasts and stuff, and there's been people who have said every podcast is there's some pressure there, but you're not gonna win every time,
Yeah.
And a lot of it too is incumbent on what trailers are there out there? Is what news came out? Is there news that interests us? Is there trailers that interest us?
There really wasn't all that much.
Yeah, there was a lot of news, but a lot of it was...
None of the news that I cared about, except for the Dune news. But,
right.
I mean, that's still not getting me any closer to seeing that movie.
Right.
Yeah, so I don't really feel the pressure anymore.
All right,
I did at the beginning. I'm just here, dude.
No, I got you.
Chill as frick.
And,
so next week's going to be your list choice. And
yeah.
I don't mean to, pressure you or anything on air, but do you have any idea what you want to do?
I don't know yet. I have to think about it.
You don't know yet?
I'll have to think about it.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
I'm gonna after we're done here, I'm gonna tell you what my idea is. You're gonna be like, that is a good idea.
Okay.
It's a really good idea.
Okay.
So we'll talk about it.
All right.
Okay. So yeah, it's been a pleasure.
Mm-hmm. I have an idea for a list, but I feel like a lot of it would just be repeating stuff we've already said, so I might cancel that one and do something else. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Anyway, last thing we got to say is we're gonna. What's up?
I was gonna say.
What's up?
Make a tree and.